Right. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dilla T. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button, family, when you come in. Hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. And sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title. Woo! Cassie being charged of drugging a man, sexual trafficking, and all the above. Let's get into this here.
Clayton Howard, happy to have you on the platform, my guy.
Thank you very much, brother. It's a pleasure to be here.
For the people that's not familiar with you, introduce yourself to the people.
Well, I'm Clayton Howard. Unfortunately, I am one of the male providers, or escorts, if you want to call them, that was heavily mixed up in the Diddy and Cassie matter.
Yes, indeed. So with that being said, I want to take it from the beginning. How did you first meet Diddy and Cassie?
Wow, that's a crazy story in itself. So I actually got incarcerated because a lot of these guys are like strippers and dancers. I'm gonna be honest. I used to be out there. I lived a very different life than I live right now. I got into some trouble in my early 20s, so they sent me to prison. And when I got out, I was in amazing shape. The jail glow, big arms, big shoulders, six-pack abs. I had no problem getting women. So I was sleeping with this woman that I had met in Manhattan or something, and she actually owned an independent agency that managed escorts. From basically busting her back down, she's like, "Yo, you are amazing. You realize you can make money from this." So I think she's just gassing me. I'm like, "Baby, whatever." She's like, "No, I'm serious. Look at your body. You're amazing in bed." She's like, "Yo, I can make money for you. What's up?" And I'm like, "Get out of here with this." So she's coming at me for weeks with this art, weeks. Again, I had just came home. I don't go back to selling rock. So I had the idea to sell cock. I was like, you know what? Let's try it. Post me up. So let's see what happens. So she posts me up. And immediately I start getting calls from older white couples, married men.
Hold up, fam. Let's get right. Let's get right up in here. Your boy Dilla T. This is No Filters. Hit that like button, family. Hit that subscribe. Right now, we about to cook them. This man's name is Clayton Howard. This man, as you know, is one of the individuals involved with the Diddy situation. But this man is here to expose Cassie. See, that's the difference, family. He's here to expose Cassie. That's the difference. All the war in the building, my dog coming in. You already know, family. Let me know what you're smoking on, what you're eating on, what you're drinking, my G. Let's get right. This here is Clayton Howard. This one of the men that was involved with the sex trafficking that had to do with Diddy, having him manhandle Cassie. But he's here today to expose Cassie. Let's get into this here.
Early 50s. It would turn out that would be my niche. Older white women love an in-shape, dark-skinned black man. And it was pretty profitable for a while.
Poppy's pad in the building was good, family.
When I got the call from Cassie, calling the woman through the agency that hired me independently. She calls me up. She says, "Listen, this girl saw your pictures and she's in love. She wants you to come over." I'm like, "Word?" Shorty tells me,
"Let's bring it back for Patty Pad."
Late 40s, early 50s. It would turn out that would be my niche. Older white women love an in-shape, dark-skinned black man. And it was pretty profitable for a while. I want to say 60 days in is when I got the call from Cassie. Calling the woman through the agency that hired me independently. She calls me up. She says, "Listen, this girl saw your pictures and she's in love. She wants you to come over." I'm like, "Word?" Shorty tells me the girl sounds like she looks amazing. I said, all right, give her my number. Let me talk to her. Whatever. She sends me Cassie's number. She gives Cassie my number. Before I could even call Cassie, Cassie calls me. Hey, what's up? Dave? Yeah, what's going on? She's like, yo, I saw your pictures. I like what I saw. Is that really your, manhood? Yeah, that's mine. She's like, all right, I'm in the London hotel in New York. You want to come see me? We go through the subtleties, and I'm called to the London. That's the first
Hold
time I meet
up.
Cassie.
Let's get right, family. You heard what you just heard. Don't act like you didn't hear that. All of that was orchestrated off Cassie. Wasn't none of that Diddy right there, fam. That was Cassie. Cassie got the number from somebody. Synced this man private section. Contacted the man before the man contacted her and wanted to lock in with her. All Cassie. None of that's Diddy. All Cassie. What? Let's keep going. Hit that like button, family. Subscribe to the channel. We about to cook. Cassie.
First met her, how did that go?
When I first met her, it was dope. I was obviously surprised by how beautiful she was. I've never time I meet Cassie.
And when you first met her, how did that go?
When I first met her, it was dope. I was obviously surprised by how beautiful she was. I've never expected a woman that gorgeous to open the door. Never. I remember when she opened the door, I was so stuck. I was looking at her like, wow, look at this woman. And she actually had to speak to me just to snap me out of it. Like, yo, bro, hey, Dave. I'm like, oh, what's going on? So it was kind of.
See, he talking about, let's get real. Let's get right fast. See, he talking about a young Cassie back then when she first got locked in with Diddy. A young Cassie. You ever seen Cassie back in the day? You can Google Cassie right now. If you ever seen Cassie back in the day, she was a hot tamale. Hot tamale. You understand? Mix, swag. She had that Aaliyah. She looked like Aaliyah's sister. Probably a lighter version. You understand? So you got to understand, she was one of them people coming in the game. Your cousin, your little sister, your auntie, all of that coming in the game, trying to get a deal with a legitimate artist producer by the name of Diddy. So you come in looking good, looking spicy, looking ready. So when he talks about that one, that bad one, it's like, oh my God, you already know, checking in, all the war in the building, Poppy Pad in the building, Zach in the building, Nene Love, Savvy TB in the building says, oh no, that pink, that's what we doing. You see it, no filters, get right, go get you one. Steve in the building, let's go. What we talking about here is that Cassie had already come in the game looking good, came in on Diddy's side. And even in the understanding, we supporting the chat. You see the Cash App, fam. Let's go. The fact that he even said he seen a bad mother. Shut your mouth opening that door. He knew who it was. So it wasn't like it was Diddy at the door. It was Cassie at the door. She don't get to get off. Let's go.
They would immediately put my guard up because she was too attractive. I'm like, why is this woman paying some guy to come here and give her a massage? You know, she could get anybody to get her a massage. Why does she want me to get her a massage?
You hear that?
And I would find out later.
Let me say that again for the people in the back.
Me to give it a works. So it was kind of, it was a lot to first see her, and they would immediately put my guard up because she was too attractive. I'm like, why is this woman paying some guy to come here and give her a massage? You know, she could get anybody to get her massage.
Right.
Why does she want me to get her a massage? And I would find out later it had nothing to do with a massage. She wanted me to give it a works.
So how did she first bring that up to you, that she wanted to have sex with you?
Same old phone.
Came at the man.
Upgrade to
He
the
thinking
new
like, why would she even want that, fam? See, we gotta understand. That's just how I'm talking about when it come to Diddy and them. How they got all them millions, but they sexually trafficking people. How Cassie looking all that good? She a singer, she an R&B artist. She the #1 thing coming out since who knows what. But she calling this man to have sex. And about to pay this man to have sex. That don't seem a little weird to you, fam? They talking about Diddy, they talking about this, they talking about that. But she calling this man to have sex. She's a singer. She on the pop chart. She on the billboards. Why she got to call him to have sex? Why she got to pay him? Let's keep going.
I walk into the suite with her, beautiful suite. I'm sitting in the living room. We talk for a few minutes. She offers me a drink, whatever. We're just like basically getting to know each other. She then says, let me see what you're working with. I said, okay, cool. By then I was a little drunk. I had a few drinks. I'm like, all right. I show her. She starts salivating. She's like, yeah, that's what's up. She says, all right. She takes out a joint. She passes me a joint. This is when she tells me that her husband is there and he wants to watch. Now, prior to this, she never told me she was.
What?
She tells me at this.
You heard that? No, we ain't doing that. You heard what he said. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Now later, it had nothing to do with a massage. She wanted me to give it a works.
So how did she first bring that up to you, that she wanted to have sex with you?
Let's see. I walk into the suite with her. Beautiful suite. I'm sitting in the living room. We talk for a few minutes. She offers me a drink, whatever. We're just like basically getting to know each other. She then says, let me see what you're working with. I said, okay, cool. By then I was a little drunk. I had a few drinks. I'm like, all right. I show her. She starts salivating. She's like, yeah, that's what's up. She says, all right. She takes out a joint. She passes me a joint. This is when she tells me that her
what's in the joint
is there and he wants to watch. Now, prior to this, she never told me she was with anyone else. She tells me at this point that he's there, he's cool, he's into her being satisfied by guys that are larger than him. He's really into the lifestyle. She starts to explain to me that they're swingers. They do their little, like swinging stuff. She asked me, did I have a problem with him watching? Now, considering my past clients, I had no problem with him watching because I had done this with the 3 or 4. I actually think I had like 5 solid clients by then. And usually when husbands called me to give me their wives, they usually watched the first encounter if it went to a sexual encounter. So they would basically sit in the room and watch to make sure their wife is safe. So when, Cassie said this to me, I was kind of, I want to say, numb to the situation of someone watching me from a voyeur standpoint. So I said, cool, no problem. And he came down. He was really quiet. He had his face covered with a baseball cap. I think it was Pittsburgh because it had a yellow P on it. And his bandana wrapped around his nose and his mouth. He spoke to me like, yeah. I said, yeah. Barely said a word. Immediately grabbed a bottle of baby oil, went to the dark corner, sat in the corner. Cassie comes up to me. She starts talking to me, complimenting my body, my chest. She asked Diddy, can she begin? Can she touch me? He told her no, put the baby oil on. And that was my education that night into how the next 8 years would be.
So
what?
he was cool with a man having a bigger manhood than him. He was turned on by that.
Yes, he was. There were even encounters.
See, that's what I be talking about.
Specifically.
No. You heard what he said. This what I be talking about. Cassie came out with the whole situation first. Then Diddy come out talking about how he wanted. And then what's funny is she explained to this man what level things should have been on and the way it should have been on it. You can't tell me that she don't know what's going on already. And then gonna act like she playing victim just because she got smacked up in the hotel hallway. So now she getting charged for the sex trafficking because you over here orchestrating. So you got to understand what orchestrating is. That means you the one pulling the plugs, calling the plays, saying go left, go right, directing traffic. That's what she was just doing. And then she tried to play it like she wasn't. Listen, man, let me tell you something, man. She don't get to not get cooked tonight. You understand? Because at the end of the day, if Cassie in the wrong, but she tried to play right, it was coming out now. This man on her explaining everything about the level of traffic or the level of drug being done. Hit that like button, family. Subscribe. We finna cook them because she about to get cooked and got a surprise for y'all later. Because I'm telling you, the new evidence going on in the Diddy trial because of this situation with Cassie that came out, people framing folk and prosecutors getting paid under the table. That's what's going on in the trial. Let's go, fam.
Testified first for the trial, Daniel Phillip. I remember when this guy paid us for the orgy with Cassie, that he was actually looking at me and Daniel Phillip, and he was like, yo, if I had you guys, like manhood, I wouldn't even have to work. I wouldn't have to do nothing. And me and Daniel Phillip looked at each other like, whoa.
What?
What was he talking about? You know what I'm saying? So,
excuse me.
Yeah.
What?
Do you think he hired you because you can please Cassie in ways he couldn't?
Oh.
This man around.
Absolutely.
Hold on, Dirty. Let's get right.
So me and Daniel Phillip, and he was like, yo, if I had you guys, you know, like manhood, I wouldn't even have to work. I wouldn't have to do nothing.
First of all, Dirty, hold on, Dirty. Don't be looking at my manhood. What? No, dog, no. Be looking at my manhood, Dirty. What? He up in here to handle Cassie. He find out Diddy want to watch. So he go in there and choke her up, break her down, get her going. You hear me? Murder. Then all of a sudden, these men in there looking at that man. That boy should have came out and started smacking everybody. What? I'm in there to do a job, get this money, get the hell out. And I got to deal with this man want to go in the corner with a Pittsburgh hat on. Just disrespected all that. He in the corner with a Pittsburgh hat on with the bandana talking about what and what. Let's go, man. This crazy work.
Whoa, what the hell is he
Crazy work.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Do you think he hired you because you can please Cassie in ways he couldn't?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I don't like to talk this way about Cassie because she does deserve the respect of the confidentiality of our sexual encounter. But I think she kind of forewent that by speaking about it herself and bringing this before the media. But I used to have sex with Cassie. Cassie used to come like that. Literally like that. I don't know how, like, I watched her and Diddy have sex. He wasn't doing what I was doing. I would have sex with her in maybe 5 minutes. She'd squirt and come all over the place. She was an incredibly sexual young woman. Incredibly sexual.
When's the next time y'all met up after the first meeting?
Well, after that encounter, it went for probably, I want to say, a little under a day. But the funny part is when I was leaving, Cassie actually comes to me and she's like, yo, that was great. Can you stay longer? I had been there maybe 12 hours already.
I mean, hold up, fam. Like, what type of guy is you, Dirty? Hold up, Dirty. Hold up, Dirty. Hold up, Dirty. What type of man is you? You watching your girl get toe up, and then you compliment this man? Oh. The fact you even letting this man handle your woman. This ain't your B, this your woman. Cassie orchestrated the whole thing, put it together. Don't forget, she handed him a joint. So we trying to figure out, when they talk about people getting drugged, it's like, what we talking about, fam? People like Cassie playing that two-face shit where you want to be, you know, this angel, but really you the devil. And you trying to blame Diddy. But if you really had a problem with it, you would have been stepped on and went about your business. But yet now you got this man coming out talking about you, Cassie. You. See, you make women look bad now even more because you got to understand. It's people like Cassie and Diddy that was probably on the Epstein files. While we talking about it, gay, watch your mouth, Riker. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. It's people like Cassie and Diddy on the Epstein files. Put money on it that they ain't. See, this is tied in, fam. They all tied in. Trump, Epstein, Diddy, Cassie, all these people. Any woman that was with any of them at these times was either grooming, coaching, or helping, assisting these sick individuals on how they sex trafficking and dealing with kids or even human adults. Let's keep going.
And she said, absolutely. Hold on. She goes upstairs. She gets me some money. I can't remember how much it was off the top of my head now, but she comes back. She gives me a wad of cash, and she was like, yo, how long can you stay? And, you know, basically, honestly, I told her, well, how long are you going to pay me? She said, the same amount. I said, as long as you want me to stay, that's the same amount of time. You know, you give me the same amount, I'm going to give you the same time. So I stay with her. We have an excellent, you know, like encounter. It goes really well. I liked Cassie when I met her. Cassie's a very down-to-earth woman. She's polite. She has excellent energy. There's really no way you could not like Cassie when you meet her. This is the truth. She's a very, very affable and nice person.
That's that wolf in sheep's clothing, boy.
So I was actually kind of surprised where like 2-3 weeks later, she called me again. And she's like, yo, are you around? And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess you couldn't get enough. She said, no, I've been thinking about you the whole time. What's up? Can you come meet me at the same place? I said, all right. I go back to the London hotel. I meet her in the same place. The same thing happens again. Word for word with the freak offs as far as the baby oil, the stages of a freak off until we finally had intercourse, and then I left to the next time.
Did they give you any rules when it came to the freak offs?
I never was given a role. I was never even told the name of this was a freak off.
So you gotta understand, fam, with this guy that we listening to right now, this is direct information about somebody involved with the freak off, breaking down how that whole thing is put together and how Cassie is playing a role in it. So you can't just not knock a female to be involved with something like this, but yet men being charged with things of this nature. But now that this woman is involved, what, y'all gonna act like that shit don't matter because what, she pregnant? Or because she got smacked up in the hallway? What we talking about? They letting it happen. It's been happening. Let's keep going.
The only time I was ever told or given a name for what these was is the time that me, the first guy who testified, Daniel Phillip, and Diddy actually ran a train on Cassie. And Diddy himself and Cassie called it a sexathon, but they never called it a freak off. The first, I've heard freak offs, you know, because I'm from the hood. People, we all know what freak offs is. But I've never heard it like commercially, publicly, as far as with this case, until I started hearing this and with Cassie put in the lawsuit and the fact that the U.S. Attorney's Office was marketing him as making these freak offs.
It could cost you up to
What?
$8,000 to fix a transmission.
Now they giving it a name because it's freak off, fam. We know what it is. We just want to know what Cassie on.
He had an orgy with Diddy and Cassie, and they called it a sexathon?
Yes, Diddy and Cassie themselves referred it to a sexathon, but they called me. Daniel Phillip was already there. Cassie actually calls me and she's like, yo, you know, do you mind watching me with another guy? And I did, you know, because I had never been involved with her and someone else. I kind of really thought it was a monogamous situation. Diddy was not well endowed and she just needed somebody to fill her and satisfy her. So I really believed at this time that was my role, that I was only being called in because this rich and powerful guy could not satisfy his woman. It wasn't until I got in this freak off that I saw her like in front of Daniel Phillip and Diddy with like, you know, two penises in her face that I was realizing like, wow, this chick is not what you think. It was actually a little hurtful, I'll be honest.
And how many do you think? Oh, God. Let's bring it back, fam. What?
It wasn't until I got in this freak off that I saw her like in front of Daniel Phillip and Diddy with like, you know, two penises in her face that I was realizing like, wow, this chick is not what you think. It was actually a little hurtful, I'll be honest.
Think about it, fam. Think about it, fam. Your favorite singer, your favorite rapper with two of them in their face. You over there thinking, oh man, oh my God, sweet Jesus, T.T.L. Taylor, you can go down the list right now. How many women you over there thinking they all nice and calm and all cool and collect? But she got two of them in her face. And she just had #1 song on the Billboard last week. Coming out looking all nice and soft and what? So now he looking at her like your favorite rapper, your favorite singer, got two of them in her face like a porn star. Oh, now what you looking at her like? Hit that like button, family, subscribe, we cooking. Don't do that. This real. Let's go.
Yeah, see her with penises in her face and to be completely engaged in it, like, oh, like she loves it. I'm going to be honest with you. I did look at her different.
And you said this lasted 2 days, right?
It lasted 2 days, about a day and a half, 2 days.
How does that work? Because I know y'all not having sex for 2 days straight. So what is y'all doing in between time?
It's in like stages or what you want to call like sessions.
Okay, so let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. When y'all be hearing about Diddy and them having sex for like days and weeks, don't you be like how can you go that long, that long, fam? You know what I'm saying? The fact that they can have sex that long and then they need like IVs to reboot them. The point I'm making is he was actually in the damn sex parties. He breaking down how much is going on in there for them to have to continuously do it that much to even have to even find themselves taking IVs, fam. What? Crazy work. Let's go.
I remember specifically like myself, Daniel Phillip, and Diddy might, you know, all three run a train on her. She gets a little exhausted, so she needs a break. They go into the master suite. Me and Daniel Phillip wait in the other room until they're ready again. So basically what happens is you have the session until Cassie has an orgasm. Once Cassie has an orgasm, she usually needs a break. So she'll retire to the master suite, and we're forced to pretty much sit there and wait till she's recuperated enough to come back for another orgasm. And that's how it would last 2-3 days. Let's say we had sex with her for an hour or two. She might take an hour and a half break. She'll come back. She wants some more. Then she might go take a 2 or 3 hour break. She'll come back. She wants some more. That's pretty much how it went so long.
This all Cassie, fam.
Would y'all do that on Cassie?
Everything set up for Cassie, but
you know, I don't know, how does that work?
Well, we all wore condoms this encounter because it was 3 of us there, and I'm pretty sure she didn't want to like blow up the fact that she was just sleeping with everybody raw. So this encounter, we did wear condoms, and the objective was like if you ejaculated, to take the condom off and kind of like try to put it on her. I was honestly grossed out by this encounter. I don't think I actually ejaculated the entire time, because she used to like she would orgasm so quick that she would be like, wait, because she came, and she would push me up. And this literally went on for 2 days where like she would orgasm, I would get close, and I wouldn't. So you can imagine the feeling of blue balls I had leaving there, continually having sex.
See, what I'm trying to figure out.
Orgasming.
See, what I'm trying to figure out is how we not understanding that all of this is based off satisfying Cassie. See, this that trickery, fam. This that trickery, fam.
Not only was you watching, but you was actually involved too.
I joined in because Diddy, when I got to the apartment, I really didn't want to do it. But Diddy comes to me after like maybe 30 minutes sitting there like, what's up, Playboy? What you going to do? It was either put out or get out. So I kind of had to put out and engage in the situation or leave.
Wow. Man, that's...
they don't play. Put out and get out.
What?
Yeah, Cassie, man. I didn't know she was getting busy like that, man. Damn.
Cassie get busy, yo. Like, even it's kind of funny because I think I was telling you, like, you know, now that I've gone public, a lot of other providers are reaching out to me that saw Cassie. And they're like, bro, you got so much courage, bro, because everything you're saying is right. She was with this. This is what she did. And we tried to tell the U.S. attorney. They didn't want to listen to us.
And the longest freak off you had with Cassie was 4 days, right? In Miami?
Yes, it was.
Break that down, if you don't mind.
That was a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol. It just, you know something, like you didn't even realize when you were in these encounters that they went so long, especially if they like convinced you to take the drug. Because the thing about ecstasy and Molly, those type of drugs, is they're not drugs that suppress you. They don't numb you.
What's up, child of the Most High in the building?
You have a bunch of energy. And like
you already know, fam. Let's get right, fam, in the building. You already know. Let's get right up in here. Matthew Mile in the building. Nene Love in the building. Knuckleheads, what's up? Rikers in the building. Gabe, what's up, family? You know what we doing? Homicidal, suicidal in the building. Is a king. What's up, family in the building? Karen in the building. That's what poppin'. Child of the Most High God in the building. G-Man D, what's up with you? We heard. Let's keep going. We cooking Cassie tonight. And we got new evidence about the prosecutors under the table about Diddy. This is out of hand. You know what it is, fam. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking. Let's go.
And your body's alive because you have the sexual sensation to continue to go forward. So with drugs like these, you just stay up and you don't even realize that you're up so long because you're kind of like having fun. You feel good, so you're constantly having sex. Before you know it, you start in the morning, it's nighttime. You might doze off for maybe 30 minutes, start having sex again. By the time you finish, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We fall asleep for a few hours. We wake up 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, order breakfast, start again. And before you know it, you're 3-4 days in, dehydrated, brain feel like marshmallow from all the drugs that you've been taking for 3 or 4 days. And your body's sore, you're marked up. Like I used to be bruised as far as my penile shaft from obsessive masturbation of her standing there making me stroke myself so she can see my member. I don't recall the extended sessions as that were 3-4 days to ever end well. Like I was always bruised up. I always had like scarring and tears on my penis. I would always be completely dehydrated and out of it for days. The long encounters were usually the worst.
I mean, like, what kind of enjoyment is that? You talking about they going that crazy about this man and he doing all of that. What? There's no way. And then they sitting back letting it happen, fam, like it's nothing. Like, what we talking about, man? Let's get right. That's crazy work, fam. Let's keep going.
To say, but it's kind of obvious. She's a beautiful woman. A heterosexual man, it takes no effort to do what you got to do with that woman. So I would go in there, bro, and I'm making love to her like it's the last day on earth, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going in on her. The first time we had unprotected sex actually is the first time she drugged me with ecstasy. We probably had been seeing each other for maybe, I want to say.
Wait a minute, I know you heard it. Don't act like we ain't heard. We here together.
I would go.
Don't do that.
Protected sex was definitely.
Don't do that. Let's act like you know what you just heard. I heard something about being drugged, and I heard Cassie name on it. Let's go.
Oh yeah, the first time we had unprotected sex was definitely Cassie. Again, bro, like I'm trying to use the.
Oh, we started again for the people in the back.
But I was smashing it, bro.
Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. We cooking in here. Cassie, off the chain. Let's go.
Oh yeah, the first time we had unprotected sex was definitely Cassie. Again, bro, like I'm trying to use the right word to respect your platform, but I was smashing it, bro. I was putting that twerking. Yeah, like it's not, you know, it's bad to say, but it's kind of obvious. She's a beautiful woman. A heterosexual man, it takes no effort to do what you got to do with that woman. So I would go in there, bro, and I'm making love to her like it's the last day on earth, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going in on her. The first time we had unprotected sex actually is the first time she drugged me with ecstasy. We probably had been seeing each other for maybe, I want to say, 2 years, and they would put me through it, bro. Like, I would go to these encounters and I would be up for like a day and a half, and bro, I would be hurting because I was
respect, child of the Most High. See your time, see your fam.
I was a constant like workout enthusiast. I don't got time to be doing all them rock star drugs. And besides, I'm not in the music industry. You know, the music industry is a rock star lifestyle. This is how they live. I don't live like that. So I remember asking Cassie, like, you know, what do you take to stay up like this? Like, because I'll be with you for days and you've got the same energy like you had in the morning when I got here. So I remember she looks at me and she says, I was hoping you would ask. Hold on a second. She goes into the room. She comes out quick. She shows me like a purple E-pill, thick E-pill too. And I said, what's that? She said, it's ecstasy. She starts breaking it down to me. And I'll be honest, at first I was resistant. I'm like, nah, don't take that. I'm good. But you know, it's like what they say. Most men who do hard drugs, a woman introduces them to them. A woman opens you up to it under the promise of sex or something that's...
Yeah, because you got to understand. Yeah, because you got to understand. You got to understand. If a woman can open you up to a situation and let you know, hey, listen, it's all good. It's all soft. It's all this. It's all that. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Just come on. I got you. Don't worry about it. Let me help you out. See, that's grooming. You understand? That's a thorough level of grooming, even if it's a soft grooming. It's the fact that you're being groomed right in your face and don't even know it. And then what else is crazy is that the things that he mentioned was that the fact that she had to use ecstasy. She's coming at him with ecstasy. She's coming and talking to him with drugs. Like, in my mind, why? You're Cassie. Okay? You top of the charts. You the #1 singer in the world. Everybody going crazy. Hit that like button, subscribe, family, right now. We cooking. Why are you drugging this man? Now, we all know you can have sex, enjoy yourself in a certain major way, right? But we also, too, know that having sex and then adding a little smoke, a little weed to it, or adding a little drink to it, or somebody talking about, oh, okay, well, you finna pop a pill, you about to vibe. And then you talking about y'all about to get it in. See, it's more of a difference because now you're adding enhancements to where the sex is going extra nuts and extra crazy. Now, whether that affects the man or the woman, you're still being drugged. It's not the thought that we don't think that we're not being drugged. It's just the fact that she gave that man a joint, she gave that man a pill, and she gave him more. And that man asked who was it, and she was like, oh, yeah, you know what that is. That's ecstasy. For those that's way in the back, you ever took ecstasy to know what that feel like, partner? And if you have, I'm sure you was on a different level that night. Was you not? Let's keep going.
So basically, Cassie tells me that if I take this a little bit of this substance with her, the sex is going to be amazing. It's going to go from like substance. Say most men who do hard drugs, a woman introduces them to them. A woman opens you up to it under the promise of sex or something that's going to give you a benefit for trying this substance. And it's true.
What?
So basically, Cassie tells me that if I take this a little bit of this substance with her, the sex is going to be amazing. It's going to go from like 1 to a 10. And looking at her, how beautiful she was, how the great intercourse we were already having, it was enticing to see like, wait a minute, it can get better than this? Really? I'm curious. So I don't like to take pills. I told her, you know, like, all right, how am I supposed to take this? She says, hold on, I'll crush it up for you.
Hold up.
Like a half
See,
or a quarter
this is what
of
I'm
it
talking
in
about
drink.
right here. While everybody looking at Diddy like he ain't who he is. Everybody looking at Diddy like he terrible. Everybody looking at him like he been orchestrating. This is Cassie. Which one of you stupid mother thought Cassie wasn't doing this? I'll wait. Who thought Cassie wasn't doing this? It was one of you stupid mothers out there that thought Cassie wasn't cock. Walk like a duck. She talking like a duck. She must be a duck. Let's get right up in here. Let's go. What?
So she gives me this drink. I drink the drink, and she did not lie, bro. Within like 30 minutes, my entire body was alive. Like I could feel every nerve ending. Me and this girl ended up having.
Let's bring it back.
For like 3 days when she. The sex is gonna be amazing. It's gonna go from like 1. What's that? She said it's ecstasy. She starts breaking it down to me, and I'll be honest. At first, I was resistant. I'm like, nah, don't take that. I'm good. But you know, it's like what they say. Most men who do hard drugs, a woman introduces them to them. A woman opens you up to it under the promise of sex or something that's going to give you a benefit for trying this substance. And it's true. So basically, Cassie tells me that if I take this a little bit of this substance with her, the sex is going to be amazing. It's going to go from like 1 to a 10. And looking at her, how beautiful she was, how the great intercourse we were already having, it was enticing to see like, wait a minute, it can get better than this? Really? I'm curious. So I don't like to take pills. I told her, you know, like, all right, how am I supposed to take this? She says, hold on, I'll crush it up for you, and I'll put like a half or a quarter of it in the drink. So she gives me this drink. I drink the drink, and she did not lie, bro. Within like 30 minutes, my entire body was alive. Like I could feel every nerve ending. Me and this girl ended up having sex for like 3 days when she gave me this.
Oh, you know it's
During the
real.
course of this
Now
sex,
you
I
know.
believe
Oh
it was-
man, hold up. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. Right now we cooking. Cassie done drugged that man. This man in here talking about, he like, what's this? She like ecstasy. He like, alright. Now you can see this is a classic case of seeing a celebrity that you know and love and like, and he has the opportunity to sexually have her. So whatever she wants to do, he's gonna do it. Just like when Cassie came in the game, met Diddy, high person in a high place that can change her life, and he introduced drugs to her, and she was like, oh, okay, that's what we gonna do. It don't get no pass off for no Cassie. You don't get no pass. You sat there and told this man, oh, I got a little X, I got a little this and that, so we can keep the party going for days and decades. What? You gotta be a goofball not to think that Cassie wasn't guilty, and she's stupid to get. You gonna get on the stand and talk after trying to sue this man for $30 million. Your stupid self should have took the money and started running. Now you gotta deal with dude here that's talking about you. Touching, mingling, and cuddling and carrying on. You better get yourself in order. Let's keep going.
During the night, you know, we were involved in the encounter. So, you know, I'm stroking her. It's hot. She's into it. She pushes my abdomen up, reaches, rolls off the condom, and pulls me in her real quick, bro. Like, you date women, I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation where shorty hit you with the wham wham.
Wait a minute, fam. Did we hear that?
What the hell is going on?
Did y'all just hear that?
You don't come out because so I'm stroking.
Hold up. That man just explained him stroking her. Okay, now think about it. This is a celebrity to him. This ain't no regular chick. This is a celebrity to him. So he's stroking her, getting at it. That man like, she done pushed that man, took that thing off, and put that man back in her. It's got to be some type of you got to be accused. Oh, Lord Jesus. This is the problem with the world. A woman can just sit there and push you, take that condom up off you, and put you back where you was. And you gonna let her? And then talk about her later like she did something wrong. This man is a boy. Because he let that woman take advantage of him, take it off, put her back in him, and still went along with it. And now he out here talking like, oh, somebody done raped him. Boy, you stupid. Let's keep going. Dummy.
It's hot. She's into it. She pushes my abdomen up, reaches, rolls off the condom, and pulls me in her real quick, bro. Like, you date women. I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation where shorty hit you with the wham wham real quick before you knew it. You in her. You don't know what the hell is going on.
He don't get to do that excuse. Because in my eyes, clearly, if he didn't want that to be there, he wouldn't even have got pulled back in. And first of all, this is a whole man. That man just talked about being locked up and he over here doing weights, pushing up this. That man over there probably lifting 350 plus. How he finna let this little girl push him, grab condom off, and put him back in her? I'll wait. Clearly he wanted it to happen. And now he's talking about it. Clearly that says what she on. Let me tell you something, man. Back in high school, back in middle school, it was different. You had that really going on. But you got to understand something. As a man, you're going to open up your mouth and you're going to stop whatever's being done. Let me say that again for the people in the back that ain't getting what I'm saying here. As a man, if a woman is going to push you and take a condom off you and then put you back in her, that means you let her, stupid. That means you wanted that. Don't sit there and act like you didn't, fool. You don't get to play victim when you sat there talking about a woman then handled you like that and you a man. Especially this goofball. Let's keep going.
You don't come out because, like, we know how we are as men. So me and this girl ended up having sex for like 3 days when she gave me this time. During the course of this sex, I believe it was sometime during the night, we were involved in the encounter. So, I'm stroking her. It's hot. She's into it. She pushes my abdomen up, reaches, rolls off the condom, and pulls me in her real quick, bro. Like, you date women. I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation where shorty hit you with the wham wham real quick before you knew it. You in her. You don't know what the hell is going on, but it's so good you don't come out because, like, we know how we are as men. Once you get inside like that, it weakens it. It's like kryptonite to a man. You know what I'm saying? So
why would you get inside? You know what it's doing already, stupid.
I'm high off this ecstasy. It's like, wow, I done fell into heaven all of a sudden.
My bad. He was high off the X. That's why it was happening like that. He was high off the X. My bad, partner. Respect to you. You right. She already drugged you. But you said okay to that too. So what we talking about? And then let's be real, fam. Let's be real. How many of y'all can sit there and tell me you gonna have sex with your favorite singer, favorite rapper, favorite artist, favorite actor, and whoever that famous person is can move you, remove a condom, and insert you back in them, or put you back on him? You ain't gonna do that. See, let's be real, fam. There's no filters with Dilla T. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking in here. If you getting it on with the actor of your life, or the rapper of your life, or the NBA player, the NFL player, the WNBA player, all of that. The famous person in your life, if you getting it on with them, you telling me you ain't gonna stop and drop that thing where it go, even if they pull you or not? Because that's what happened to him. He in a situation with Cassie, in the bed, having sex. Cassie moves him, takes condom off, puts him back in her. He lets it happen. Clearly, he wanted to be with her. So don't sit up in here and be like, oh, she off the chain, she sick, she crazy, she ah. Because you sat there and let her do this. You let her do it. Let's keep going.
Kind of forget Puff is even there, and we're just going at it. Slow, deep strokes. And what snapped me back into the encounter was Diddy himself actually asking Cassie specifically, like, yo, you fucking him raw now? Both of us look up. She's looking me in the eye. I'm looking at her like, I'm waiting for her to say something because this is your dude and it was your idea. So what you waiting for me to say something? She tells him like, oh, you know, I checked this paperwork. It's all good. And that bothered me because, you know, I still thought they were in a monogamous relationship. So immediately to me, someone with some intelligence, the first red flag was, why would this woman lie to her man about seeing my STD results?
Hey, would you like to know how to save?
Oh, it really got real, fam. Hit that like button, subscribe. We about to cook it here.
Business is protected.
Let's
Oh,
go.
with that, no. I jump up. I said, yo, man, listen, check this out.
Let's bring it back for the people in the back that ain't getting what's going on in the front.
Can she pull her? You know, I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation where shorty hit you with the wham real quick before you knew it. You in her, you don't know what the hell is going on, but it's so good, you don't come out. Crush it up for you, and I'll put like a half or a quarter of it in the drink. So she gives me this drink. I drink the drink, and she did not lie, bro. Within like 30 minutes, my entire body was alive. Like I could feel every nerve ending.
That's the drug.
Ended up having sex for like 3 days when she gave me this time. During the course of this sex, I believe it was sometime during the night, you know, we were involved in the encounter. So, you know, I'm stroking her. It's hot. She's into it. She pushes my abdomen up, reaches, rolls off the condom, and pulls me in her real quick, bro. Like, you date women. I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation where shorty hit you with the...
No, let's get real in here. No, let's get real. I don't want to hear none of that. Listen to me. Don't do that. This woman's boyfriend is sitting right there in the corner watching them have sex. Let's get real today. Don't do that. This man is in the corner watching them have sex. Okay? Cassie reach up, pull this man right here off of her, pulls the condom off of him and puts him back in her. While her boyfriend is over there watching. So when he's talking about, a guy will be in a situation where this is happening, a woman will move you and then pull it off you and put you back in them and you never know what's real. Oh, that's for that. But that's going on while you know what's real. What you know is she in a whole relationship with a whole man. And that man is over there in that corner playing with himself. Don't sit in here talking about, oh, when a woman just pull it off of you and put you back in her, you just going with it and you don't know what's going on. Yeah, you're right, you don't know what's going on. But dumbass, you know what's going on because it's right there in the corner with a Pittsburgh hat on and a bandana around his face. Don't sit on this screen and talking about you don't know what's going on, boy. And you let this frail little girl just put her hands on you and take that up off you and put you back in her. Who you blaming and what's the excuse? Don't say you don't know what's going on. You know what's going on. Diddy right over there. You know what's going on. I need to know fam in the building right now. I need to know my fam in the building. Type FAM if you in the building with me, fam. Let me know where you're from. Again, you already know it's your boy Dilla T. No filters. Hit that like button. Subscribe. We cooking in here. We need to know what's going on with my fam in the building. Where you from? Let's go.
You don't know what the hell is going on, but it's so good you don't come out because you know, like we know how we are as men. Once you get inside like that, and we could crush it up for you, and I put like a half or a quarter of it in the drink. So she gives me this drink. I drink the drink, and she did not lie, bro. Within like 30 minutes, my entire body was alive. Like I could feel every nerve ending. Me and this girl ended up having sex for like 3 days when she gave me this time.
What?
During the course of this sex, I believe it was sometime during the night, you know, we were involved in the encounter. So, you know, I'm stroking her. It's hot. She's into it. She pushes my abdomen up, reaches, rolls off the condom, and pulls me in her real quick, bro. Like, you date women. I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation where shorty hit you with the wham-wham real quick before you knew it. You in her. You don't know what the hell is going on, but it's so good you don't come out because, you know, like, we know how we are as men. Once you get inside like that, it weakens it. It's like kryptonite to a man. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like fell into it because it was a totally different sensation. I'm high off this ecstasy. It's like, wow, I done fell into heaven all of a sudden. So me and her kind of forget Puff is even there, and we're just going at it slow.
They didn't forgot her boyfriend in the building.
What snapped me back into the encounter was Diddy himself actually asking Cassie specifically, like, yo, you fucking him raw now? Both of us look up. She's looking me in the eye. I'm looking at her like, I'm waiting for her to say something because this is your dude and it was your idea. So what you waiting for me to say something? She tells him like, oh, you know, I checked this paperwork. It's all good. And that bothered me because, you know, I still thought they were in a monogamous relationship. So immediately to me, someone with some intelligence, the first red flag was, why would this woman lie to her man about seeing my STD results? The hell with that. No. I jump up. I said, yo, man, listen, check this out. I do have clean test results. I can pull them up on my phone. Can she pull hers up? He said, I thought she's seen it already. I said, I ain't show her nothing, but I want to show you because I want to see her and I want to do this right. And Diddy's a man. Diddy's cool. He said, you know something, bro? I respect you telling the truth. He was mad at Cassie, but he was so into the freak off and we was going so like hot and heavy, he didn't want us to stop. So he tells her to show me her results. She shows me her results. I log in. I think it was Quest Diagnostics I was using at the time. I show them my results, and this is how the freak-offs continue. Now, the next encounter, because, you know, like, I was high. I had unprotected sex with this girl. I was super nervous when I left. Like, damn, I probably caught everything in the book. So I go and immediately get an STD test, and it does come back clean. So the next time I see Cassie, you know, I'd rather be safe rather than sorry. I pull out a condom. She says, you know, what's up? And I said, you know, we never know what could happen. I know you said you're on the pill. I got a girlfriend, though. We got to be careful. She says, all right. Diddy sees the condom. He said, yo, bro, what's that for? Like, you already done had sex with a raw. You really want to put a condom on? I said, yeah, you know, I got a girlfriend. And we got to be careful. So Cassie throws the ball on me. Like,
see, that's where he tripped.
Without the condom. He wants the condom. So now she throws me under the bus and puts it on me. Diddy comes back at me like, yo, bro, you don't think my girl's JJ clean? Like, what's wrong with you? I done blessed you and let you hit raw already, and now you're going to reject it? She's looking at me. He's looking at me. Peer pressure's real, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, the STD test came back clean. All right, Clay, you know what? What you got to lose? Because the ball's in your court. They putting you under pressure. And I really needed the situation at the time, so I didn't want to mess it up, so I went with it.
Wow. And she forced you to have sex with her before, right? While she was on her period? She put hands on you?
No, she didn't put hands on me. She forced herself on me. That's a difficult story, but it's not too hard to tell once you understand what happened. She calls me for one encounter. I can't remember the exact year right now, but I remember it was cold. And it was my anniversary with the girlfriend I was dating at the time. So, you know, I was like unavailable for the weekend. So Cassie happens to call me this weekend. She's like, yo, are you available? Come to LA. I'm like, baby, I can't. It's my anniversary with my real girlfriend. You know, this is my real life. I got to stay here. She flips on me. What the hell are you talking about? We made a deal a couple of years ago that you were exclusively for me. This is monogamous. You're supposed to be available when I call you. She's pissed. So I'm confused.
What?
Because you got a whole man. What
Right.
the hell are you mad at me
That's
for
what I'm
going
talking
with my
about. See, that's what
girlfriend
I
that you
see.
know?
I know we know what's understood. You already know, fam, in the building. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's act like we know what's going on in here. Is a King says FAM. Knucklehead said from California in the building. California in the building. Knucklehead, what's up with you? Quandro Nair says you right from Miami, Florida. Kadram Wair from Miami, Florida. We got Canada in the building. Canada in the building. MW High from Pakistan in the building. We got Pakistan in the building. Let's get right. Diane Payne from Georgia. What's up, family? We know we hitting that like button, subscribe. We about to cook up in here. You know it. Shakur says FAM. Eden Wall PJ, stand up. That's real, family. Eden Wall PJ, stand up. Kevin Sabre says I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Kevin Selby says Atlantic City, New Jersey in the building. That's real, family. You already know. Let's get right. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. 187 King in the building. What's up with you, family? 77T in this building. What's up with you, family? Let's keep the party going. 187 from Orlando, Florida. What's up with you, family? Let's keep it party going. 77T from Jersey in the building. Let's keep the party going, fam. Let's go.
I've been dating 4 or 5 years. She doesn't care anything about that. She's cursing at me. She's rude. She's like, yo, basically, if you don't come, we're done. We're done. And I was shocked by that. So she hung up on me. I think, you know what? Let me call Diddy. Tell Diddy what time it is. You know, he's a man. He got a woman. He might respect my situation enough to let me come in the morning and at least let me spend tonight with my chick. I called Diddy up. I explained the situation, and he totally agrees with me. He says, you know, let me talk to him. So he hangs up, calls me back maybe 5 minutes later. He said, bro, she's not trying to hear that. If you don't get on this plane, she's never going to call you again. Now, the truth is, they paid me so well. They paid my mortgage when I went to see them for like 2-3 months every time I see them. So it made sense for me to go because of the economic reliance I had on what they were doing for me. So I go out there to see her. I get there maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I remember I got there late. And when I finally got into the suite after all the delays, you know, normally when I enter the freak off, it would be a bunch of little tea candle lights all over the suites because these were really nice suites, bro. These were like duplex suites. They were like 5-star apartments in these hotels, these suites in the Beverly Hills Hotel, etc. Diddy and Cassie took a lot of time to set up for these freak offs. Like there would be platters of baby oil, one platter of baby oil, Astroguard. There might be another platter of Ciroc, De Leon, champagne, water. The blankets would be covering the couch to prevent from accidentally damaging the furniture with baby oil. The tea candles would be all around again. So, you know, there was like a romantic ambiance to it, a sexual ambiance to the room. There was a vibe, if you want to call it. This is the only time I saw them in 8 years. There was no vibe in the room. It was dark.
What they creating vibe, fam?
Comforters over the couch. But
what's up, Wesley in the building?
Drapes were completely drawn, so you couldn't see anything. So now when I walk into this room, it's dark and Diddy's in there, and he just has one candle covering his face. And he's like, yo, man, she mad at you, you know, but, you know, y'all make up, but she mad at you. I'm like, all right, whatever. Cassie comes into the bedroom. She don't even talk to me.
See,
so I'm trying to, you know, at this point, I had like 4 or 5 years, and I'm a gentleman. I'm a charmer. I try to charm her. I'm like, yo, you really mad at me for being with my girlfriend? I'm like, how you mad at me, baby? Like, you know I got a girlfriend. I can't shit on my girlfriend. That's my real wife.
And your boyfriend right there.
He's actually trying to talk to her like, yo, babe, you know he got a girlfriend. Like, you got a man. What you really so
right, I just said that.
So I guess when he said that, she kind of realized she was playing herself. And she's like, you know, whatever. And I'm like, all right, so you mad? I try to give her a hug. And, you know, she gives me the hug back. And I can smell the alcohol on her. So I know she's drunk because I can smell it. She pushes me on the couch. All right, she starts kissing me, whatever. I'm thinking she's just drunk. She's horny. She's ready to go like women sometimes are. You know, a woman can get so drunk they become sexually aggressive. This is what I'm thinking she's doing. So she pushes me on the couch. She's kissing me.
Oh.
She's rubbing my chest. She gets my shirt off. She gets me to stand up. She gets my pants off. And at first it felt pretty good. It was like, oh, crap, she's taking you. This is what's up. All right, then, you know. But after a couple of seconds, it just started to feel weird because she was too aggressive, and she was never aggressive like this. Diddy controlled the pace. If he thought we was going too fast, if he thought it was too much lust involved, you know, he would be like, slow down. But this time he didn't say anything. So she's continuing to do this. And the faster and faster she's going, the more and more it's feeling uncomfortable. So now I start to tell her, like, hold on, wait, let me see what's going on. She's not trying to hear that. She pins me with her hips around the couch, and she's kissing me. She throws a tongue in my mouth like she's really passionate, and I can taste the alcohol on her tongue.
Wow.
Finally, she kind of like jumps up. She grabs my manhood and she like sits on it quick. She's already wet from what I think, so it goes in. We start having sex, whatever. As a man, when you're inside of a woman, it really doesn't. I can't say it doesn't matter how it feels, but it's a different feeling. It's kind of debilitating. Let's just be honest as men. It's a little debilitating.
Let's be real.
Kryptonite. So I want to get up, but I can't because I'm actually having sex. And it's like, oh my God, wait a minute. I want to get up, but I can't. So she comes.
Wesley in the building says,
what?
Wesley says, where has she been charged? Is this clickbait? Have charges been filed against her? Yes, they have been clickbait, because it's not. Shout out to fam in the building. We know it. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking. It's not clickbait. This is real life. Cassie has been charged. She is about to find herself bankrupt. In that $30 million that she put on Diddy, she's been charged. The embarrassing part of it was she should have took the money and ran. Let me say that again. She should have took the money and ran. She should have got the money and went on about her business. You understand? But the fact that she didn't, that she thought it was a game, now she's getting exposed. And the more that she is exposed, makes Diddy look even more better. Because it makes her say that, what is that called, family? What's that called? When you know about it, but you didn't do it. What they call that, fam? Tell me in the comments real quick. What they call it? When you know about the crime, but you didn't do it, but you know about it. What they call it? When you know about it, but you didn't do it. That's the situation, fam. Let's go. Accessory, guilty of accessory. That's what I'm talking about. My fam gonna let me know. Let's keep going.
I feel her body weaken, so I take her, push her off, roll over, and they had some touch lamps, I remember, to the left of me on the nightstand, and I touched the touch lamp 3 times real quick. Yo, bro, it's blood everywhere. Blood on the sheets.
Hold up, fam. Wait a minute.
Darkened blood stains. So she's continuing to do this, and the faster...
Open your ears, put your eyes open. Listen, let's go. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. You see the Cash App at the pin at the top. I appreciate the love and support here with Dilla T and no filters. Let's go.
She's going, the more and more it's feeling uncomfortable. So now I start to tell her, like, hold on, wait, let me see what's going on. She's not trying to hear that. She pins me with her hips around the couch, and she's kissing me. She throws a tongue in my mouth like she's really passionate, and I can taste the alcohol on her tongue. Finally, she kind of like jumps up. She grabs my manhood and she like sits on it quick. She's already wet from what I think, so it goes in. We start having sex, whatever. As a man, when you're inside of a woman, it really doesn't. I can't say it doesn't matter how it feels, but it's a different feeling. It's kind of debilitating. Let's just be honest as men. It's a little debilitating. It's kind of like kryptonite. So I want to get up, but I can't because I'm actually having sex. And it's like, oh my God, wait a minute. I want to get up, but I can't. So she comes quick. Oh my God, she comes. When she comes, I feel her body weaken. So I take her, push her off, roll over, and they had some touch lamps, I remember, to the left of me on the nightstand, and I touched the touch lamp 3 times real quick. Yo, bro, it's blood everywhere. Blood on the sheets, blood on the floor underneath me, darkened blood stains in my lap. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at her like, yo, what the hell? And she pretends like, oh my God, I didn't know I had my period. It must have just came.
Oh, really, fam?
On her face, I said, yo, she lying. So I got pissed. I'm like, yo, you did that to me on purpose? So normally when they saw me, I'm a gentleman. I'm professional speaking. I talk kind of like a white.
You just heard that, didn't you?
Like, yo, you did that to me? Like, what the hell is wrong with
like,
you?
what you on, big? Oh, no.
He sees me getting angry. And he stops it. He said, yo, bro, chill out. I said, nah, I ain't chilling out nothing, dude.
Shut up, nigga, I'm about to...
Look what she just did to me.
Oh, I'm bringing
And
it
he said,
back.
you know what, let me talk to her. She drunk.
Oh,
Normally
I'm bringing it back.
Had some touchly having sex, and it's like, oh my God, wait a minute, I want to get debilitated. Let's just be honest.
What?
A little debilitating. It's kind of like kryptonite. So I want to get up, but I can't because I'm actually having sex. And it's like, oh my God, wait a minute, I want to get up, but I can't. So she comes quick. Oh my God, she comes. When she comes, I feel her body weaken. So I take her, push her off, roll over, and they had some touch lamps, I remember, to the left of me on the nightstand.
Real quick, can you imagine Fam said he take her, push her off, roll over, and then the touch lamps? That looks harsh. My bad. The nigga said he forget Fam. No, it ain't you, it's me. No, it ain't you, it's me, Fam. It's me, Fam, my bad. Fam said he took her, pushed her off, rolled over, and did a touch lamp. That's different.
Touch the touch lamp 3 times real quick.
3 times.
Let's just be honest as men. It's a little debilitating. It's kind of
Let's
like
go.
kryptonite. So I want to get up, but I can't because I'm actually having sex. And it's like, oh my God, wait a minute, I want to get up, but I can't. So she comes quick. Oh my God, she comes. When she comes,
My bad,
I feel her body
7017,
weaken.
my
So I
bad.
take
Let's
her,
go.
Push her off, roll over, and they had some touch lamps, I remember, to the left of me on the nightstand, and I touched the touch lamp 3 times real quick. Yo, bro, it's blood everywhere. Blood on the sheets, blood on the floor underneath me, darkened blood stains in my lap. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at her like, yo, what the hell? And she pretends like, oh my God, I didn't know I had my period. It must have just came. But the way she said it and the smirk on her face, I said, yo, she lying. So I got pissed. I'm like, yo, you did that to me on purpose? So normally when they saw me, I'm a gentleman. I'm professional speaking. I talk kind of like a white guy. They saw the black guy come out of me this day. Like, yo, you did that to me? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? So I start spazzing on him. Diddy sees me getting angrier, and he stops it. He said, yo, bro, chill out. I said, nah, I ain't chilling out nothing, dude. You crazy? Look what she just did to me. And he said, you know what? Let me talk to her. She drunk, bro. Because she's basically in my face like telling me, go F myself. Men have sex with women all the time. Like, what's the big deal? She's discounting the fact that she forced herself on me on her menstrual cycle, which is technically a sexual assault.
Oh, that's crazy work.
They may be in there for 2
Oh, that's
minutes.
crazy
He comes
work.
back out, and he
Let's bring that back with Fam in the back.
Hit
Hit that like button, subscribe, family.
I said, yo, she lying. So I got pissed. I'm like, yo, you did that to me on purpose?
You did it to me on purpose?
So normally when they saw me, I'm a gentleman. I'm professional speaking. I talk kind of like a white guy. They saw the black guy come out of me this day. Like, yo, you did that to me? Like, what the
Hold
hell
up,
is wrong
fam.
with you?
Get some understanding. Menstrual cycle sex. Hey, man, get right now. You with your woman or whoever you rocking with like that, that's deep like that for that, you better get real. Because the mother gonna tell you what it is if that's what it is. Excuse my language. If they ain't gonna speak up, then ain't no way. That's a decision that need to be made. Talking about that you about to go crazy. Because families living their life the way they do that. But she hopped on that man. That man let her hop on her in the midst of the cycle. And Diddy over there like, don't chill out, fam. It's all good. Let me talk to you. Boy, you knew about it too. What you talking about? Let's keep going.
Diddy sees me getting angrier, and he stops it. He said, yo, bro, chill out. I said, nah, I ain't chilling out nothing, dude. You crazy? Look what she just did to me. And he said, you know what? Let me talk to her. She drunk, bro. Because she's basically in my face like telling me, go F myself. Men have sex with women all the time. Like, what's the big deal? She's discounting the fact that she forced herself on me on her menstrual cycle, which is technically a sexual assault. Diddy goes in the room. They may be in there for 2 or 3 minutes. He comes back out, and he looks me directly in the face. He says, yo, bro, listen, I'm sorry. He said she knew she was on her period. She wanted to have sex. We just came back from an event. She's mad drunk. She's mad horny. He said, yo, bro, she should have told you and gave you the option to do that. She was wrong. So I look over at her, and she's just sitting there like this against the wall, like leaning against the wall.
Like it's nothing.
Not saying anything.
Is you stupid?
So I'm waiting for her to apologize, which she never does. Finally, he takes out a wad of money. He gives me the wad of money. He said, yo, man, accept this as my apology. We booked you a suite downstairs because they were in the Beverly Hills Hotel.
No. Don't tell me to accept. See, Diddy come in talking about accept this as my apology, not her apology. So clearly he was in on it and knew what was going on. He knew she was on, and he knew she ain't said nothing. You better stop lying to me in here right now. Hit that like button, subscribe. We in here, fam. Diddy knew she was on her cycle and let her still do it, and then said he gonna pay her off, pay that man off like he don't know what's going on. And that man somebody got a whole one. What you talking about? How wouldn't you not think Diddy don't know? Spo said he ain't got no option. Izza King says, nah, it ain't you, it's me. Willie Stagg says, paid to tell that ish. Knucklehead says, bro, I'm sorry, women been playing games. Same goes for men, but dang. Spo says Dirty was about his beat, his ASS. KZ says, Puff paying the Teflon Don. Let's keep it going, family. Let's keep it going.
Her sober up tomorrow. He said, yo, you know, y'all been doing this so long. I feel like y'all got in and against the wall, but she's not.
Lee Masson in the building. Scott Pigeon in the building.
Which she never does. Finally, he takes out a wad of money. He gives me the wad of money. He said, yo, man, accept this as my apology. We booked you a suite downstairs because they were in the Beverly Hills Hotel. He said, go take a shower, get some rest, let her sober up tomorrow. He said, yo, you know, y'all been doing this so long. I feel like y'all got your own relationship. So y'all shouldn't really mess it up because she's drunk and making a mistake.
Shut up, Diddy.
For 5 hours to LA. I was.
You heard what he said?
2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So there's no. Y'all shouldn't do a suite downstairs because they were in the Beverly Hills Hotel. He said, go take a shower, get some rest, let her sober up tomorrow. He said, yo, you know, y'all been doing this so long. I feel like y'all got your own relationship. So y'all shouldn't really mess it up because she's drunk and making a mistake.
So in my mind, I'm trying to figure out why would Diddy say, yo, y'all been doing it so long, I feel like y'all got y'all own relationship. See, this is the weirdness of Diddy. This is the psychological distortion of Diddy. This is the disgusting brain of Diddy. Diddy allowed that situation to happen. He invited that. He had Cassie look for men. First of all, let's get this right on what happened. Hit that like button, family. Subscribe. We ain't playing. We cooking in here. Diddy had Cassie look for men that Cassie liked, okay? When Cassie found those men, Cassie reached out to those men, this man being one of them right here, okay? In the midst of that, the fact that that happened, she explained to this man how Diddy likes it, right? That's facts as well. The fact that she explained it to that man about Diddy lets me further know that Diddy knows all and Cassie knows all as they orchestrate and move about, okay? There is no way in your right mind to think that Diddy didn't know she was on her menstrual cycle and tried to have sex with this stranger and then act like it was nothing. Diddy wanted her to have sex with that man. Because Diddy is attracted to that man. We say that again for the stupids in the back thinking that ain't that and it's just Cassie. Yeah, the fact Cassie orchestrating it for who? Diddy. Because Diddy liked that man. We playing with him right now. There's no way you gonna tell me that Cassie don't know, or that Cassie thinking that she don't know something going on, or the fact that she wants to be pleased in the manner that she was wanting to be pleased because everything she's done for Diddy. And the fact of her doing that for Diddy, Diddy did that for her. Not caring about menstrual cycle, not caring about how going about it, not caring about anything. The point I'm making is If Diddy set it up and put them together, why would he run his mouth and say to that man, oh man, y'all been doing it so long, seems like y'all got a relationship for real. Boy, what you think if you invite strangers in the house? Stupid. And Cassie just sitting there letting it happen because she with it. So my point I'm saying is, if it walk like a duck, it quack like a duck, then it's a duck. And that's exactly how Cassie coming. She don't get to sit here and play innocent bystander because she got smacked up in this hallway, which was totally wrong. Let's make sure we understand that. Totally wrong. Millionaire, billionaire putting his hands on a Mormon for nothing. But the fact that she even did that don't get her to walk away as if she didn't traffic somebody or as if she didn't groom somebody, encourage somebody, practice somebody, assist somebody. You understand me? You got on that stand and talked all that mess. And now this man got all this mess to say about you. Let's keep going, fam.
I had flew for 5 hours to LA. I was exhausted. It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, so there's no flights leaving LA, so I technically have to stay. I stay to the next morning. I think I get up like 7, 8 o'clock. Cassie calls me around 10 o'clock, and she tells me she's sorry. She was drunk. She knew she was on her period. She basically confirms the fact that she knew she was on her period. She was drunk, and that she intentionally violated me because she was feeling a way about the fact that I wouldn't come to her instead of my girlfriend. So
now, who made her make that call? Let's bring it back.
Because I never knew she was on up tomorrow. He said, yo, you know, y'all been doing this so long. I feel like y'all got your own relationship. So y'all shouldn't really mess it up because she's drunk and making a mistake. I had flew for 5 hours to LA. I was exhausted. It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, so there's no flights leaving LA, so I technically have to stay. I stay to the next morning. I think I get up like 7, 8 o'clock. Cassie calls me around 10 o'clock, and she tells me she's sorry. She was drunk. She knew she was on her period. She
Anthony Reed in the building. What's up, fam?
She was on her period. She was drunk, and that she intentionally violated me because she was feeling.
The gift dies hard here. What's up, family? Trump is winning. What's up, family?
So that's how she forced herself on me and sexually assaulted me because I never knew she was on her period. She never told me. For 5 hours to LA. I was exhausted. It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, so there's no flights leaving LA, so I technically have to stay. I stay to the next morning.
Carolyn, how you doing, family? Good evening. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking.
And she tells me she's sorry. She was drunk. She knew she was on her period. She basically confirms the fact that she knew she was on her period. She was drunk, and that she intentionally violated me because she was feeling a way about the fact that I wouldn't come to her instead of my girlfriend. So that's how she forced herself on me and sexually assaulted me because I never knew she was on her period. She never told me. And then when I actually find out, she tried to discount me, like the fact that I was offended because I felt insulted didn't matter because she was paying me for sex. And I guess she figured that I didn't matter as a person. And she knew, bro. Like, she totally knew she was on her period. She didn't even care. Like, she saw me pissed off. She didn't even care. She was like, so what?
You dreamed up some delicious.
She was like, she don't care. Because it don't matter. Why? Because she deal with Diddy.
Bringing back Domino's, best deal ever.
It don't matter. Why? Because she was dealing with Diddy. And you got to understand, fam, the realness of what done happened with them has been different. That's the problem. That's what we looking at because of how things have moved. You understand?
Man. And Diddy, he got mad at you because you was having sex with Cassie behind his back, right?
No, I never had sex with her behind his back. She was contacting me behind his back. You know, after a while, the sex got really good after a while. So, you know, as a woman, as a human being, she wants to connect with the person that's making her feel like this. We had a lot in common. Her birthday's August 26th. My birthday's August 26th. So we're both Virgos. She's really into astrology. So, you know, us just being people who believe in certain things. Imagine meeting a woman and you having sex with her and it's great. And then one day you find out you and her are born on the same day. That's something that you're going to be like, wow, is this a coincidence? So I think that's what kind of really strengthened our relationship to the point where she started to want to know more about me. So she would contact me, tell me how great the sex was, ask me for penis pictures, just ask me what I was doing during the day. And this actually went on, I want to say, for 6 or 8 months until I saw Diddy and her maybe 6 or 8 months into this. And I walk into the suite, and like the first thing he does is he presses me, walks up to me in my face like, yo, man, why you texting my girl behind my back? So, I kind of back up like, what are you talking about? He's like, yo, I went through her phone. It's texting there. Y'all not supposed to be texting. This is something that's a swinging activity for me and her. You shouldn't be trying to get at her behind me. I'm like, dude, no, I'm not. She's texting me, bro. I'm not texting her. And if you got a problem with me texting her, I won't answer no more. So Cassie stepped in. She admitted that she was texting me. She claimed she told him that she was texting me to build up desire for the fantasies for the next time we saw each other. But Diddy wasn't trying to hear that. He said, listen, dude, don't answer my girl if she texts you. You don't text him again. So he basically put us both on notice not to contact each other without him. Now,
Wow.
here's the thing. She actually did keep contacting me after that, but I stopped answering because I believed it was a trap. I thought she was trying to set me up, like trying to see if I would answer, despite the fact he told me not to. So I just stopped answering her.
And you said that Cassie,
I would have stopped answering too. That makes sense.
Right?
Not directly, but inadvertently, yes. Like she would laugh at him after she and I had sex. She might smirk at him. Let's say she and I had an encounter and he tried to get on top of her after that. The comparison of the two inside of her was probably noticeably different. So a few times she would catch him smirking, laughing, stuff like that. And he asked her like, yo, what's so funny? And let's say she didn't give him the right answer. He'll kick her. He'll push her. That's really where the domestic violence came from.
This the situation here. Let's be all the way real. Let's be all the way real. Get your open ears right now. Let's be all the way real. Listen to me right now, fam. Hit that like button, subscribe. We about to cook for real. If Diddy liked men and he really was gay, he should just come out and say that he's gay. But yet he used a woman to get men to have sex with the woman so he could just watch the men in the corner. You understand what's going on here? This man's a billionaire. You understand me? A billionaire. Why would he need a man to have sex with his woman to be amused or to satisfy her? Clearly that's because he's gay and like men. And he did not want to come out and just say that. But what's weird is that you would go to court and be humiliated and a bunch of weird ish come out. And you would go to court and let that be exposed in front of your own daughters and sons and family. I'll wait on this one for real. Because you understand at this point, Diddy, we know you gay. At this point, we all in this world believe you're gay. And that's fine if that's what you are, if that's what you choose to do. What we're saying is stand on it. Because we living in a time where somebody can change their gender and they not stand on it. Meaning they're not even telling anyone they've changed their gender. So this person can make a sound mind decision on who they're dealing with. Anytime people choose to transform or people choose to be a certain way, you need to speak up and open your mouth because you affect the public. And that's not against you, it's just against the kids of tomorrow. When we affect the public with the decisions we make, everything we do affects the public. But the point I'm making right now is, why would Diddy not just come out and say, hey, I like men? So he doesn't have to be humiliated in court. Or why he just don't come out and say, hey, I like my women to have sex with other men so I can watch. So we don't sit here and look at him and say, oh, you extra word. Why you don't just come out and say that's what you own? Because if you'd have done that, you probably would have saved a hell of a lot of the money that all of these people in the community have spent with you. But yet you will sit there and get humiliated. So that further lets me know these rituals, these humiliation rituals, these embarrassments, these things people are doing to stay in position or get in position, to embarrass themselves and humiliate themselves so much as to do this in front of his kids. This man would have, Diddy has chosen to embarrass himself and humiliate himself in front of his kids, instead of just come out and just say, you like men, or you like women that you deal with to have sex with men. But yet you will go through all of this. So that further lets me know that you are weird. Fully and intact and in tone weird. You understand me? That claims and causes that you are weird. Let's keep going.
Violence came from the fact that she would emasculate him. She would do things that let him know he had a small penis, that she really wasn't trying to hear what he was saying. Diddy's an arrogant, petty
Hit that
dude.
like
He's
button,
not trying to
subscribe,
hear that.
fam.
He's
We
super
cooking.
competitive. He believes he's supposed to be in control. So his woman trying to like embarrass him in front of me is a no-no. That's why he used to hit her.
Speaking of being competitive, he used to compete with you, right? With who can have sex with her better?
Yeah. Every time, you know, like let's say me and her were going, and you know, I don't like going into detail about our encounters, even though I have. I kind of had to go into them because she's trying to pretend like Dave isn't as significant as he really was, and that's not the case, Cassie. We both know what time it was. So Diddy would watch she and I have sex, and you know it was hot. He'd sit there, he's high out of his face on E, Molly, ketamine, whatever concoction of drugs he's managing to take this encounter. And he might have looked at the way I had sex with her, and now he wants to do the same thing. So being high, he's not realizing that the penal size is going to make a major difference if you try to do that. He jumps on top of her. He tries to start ramming.
Hold on, man. Hold up. This man invite this man to do his girl in, and then he get jealous of this man for doing it. This is the definition of lame at its finest. Lame at its finest. And the man got $1 billion. This lets you know that it don't matter how much money you got. You're born lame, you lame. Find your lane to be in. Because money will never unlame you. You understand me? Money will never unlame you, fam. Man got $1 billion. This man been around, Diddy been around for decades. And that boy been doing all this for decades. No money on earth will unlame you. If you're born lame, if it's in your bloodline, you need to go check with your family and say, where is our lane? So we can find out the way we should be going. If you're born lame, you're going to die lame. It's in you. That's who you are. You don't get to not be lame. So don't sit up here and not get what I'm saying. Diddy was born lame. He's done everything in his power to not be lame, and still he feels lame because of what he has to do and the people that he's around. You inviting grown men to have sex with your woman, and you feeling lame, but yet you got $1 billion. Y'all in there doing things at the Hamptons, at every exquisite place on earth to have fun at. Once a lame, always a lame. Quack like a duck, sound like a duck, it's a duck. You don't get to not be lame no more, fam, just because the money pulled up. And Diddy is a prime example. Let's go.
I've been on a dude. It's not the same thing. And he can see that. So she would emasculate him with that. She definitely would. She would let him know that his penis was small. Definitely.
And Cassie, she used to ask you to urinate on her, right?
Oh, she asked me to urinate her for about a year and a half, dude. Every time I saw her, she would beg me to urinate.
Oh,
her,
wait
tell
a
me how she
minute.
liked
Let's
do the
bring
same
it back.
thing.
Did y'all just hear that? Fam, tell me you just heard that. Did you just hear that, fam? Knucklehead, did you hear it? Maria, did you hear it? Maria, did you hear it? Knucklehead, did you hear it? Sharon Turner, did you hear it? Let's bring it back for the people in the back that don't get it. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. We cooking. Cassie, we cooking Cassie.
He's not realizing that the penal side is going to make a major difference if you try to do that. He jumps on top of her. He tries to start ramming her. I've been on her, dude. It's not the same thing. And he can see that. So she would emasculate him with that. She definitely would. She would let him know that his penis was small. Definitely.
And Cassie, she used to ask you to urinate on her, right?
Oh, she asked me to urinate her for about a year and a half, dude.
Year and a half.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, every time I saw her, she would beg me to urinate her, to tell me how she likes it, to trickle down her chest. She likes the warm feeling as it goes over her breast. And you know, in the beginning, I didn't really know her as well as I knew her as the relationship.
What?
So I'm a good bullshitter. I would be like, oh, I don't want to do this today. Oh, I can't pee because I got a shy bladder. You got to cut water on or something like that, just to make her think I couldn't do it. But the truth is, it's disgusting, bro. Like, what man wants to have sex with a woman after you urinate on her?
Right.
I'm from the projects. People you...
Stop. I'm from the hood. I represent every piece of projects, slum. I represent everything under the ground. Ain't no woman in the hood talking about she want to get peed on. Oh, let me say that again for the real G's in the back that's cut like a real gangster that's been from there. Ain't no hood rats in the hood want to be peed on. Ain't no chicks in the hood want to be peed on. This is really weird. This is really Hollywood. Because what's funny is, I heard Young Miami. Let me bring that back again. Young Miami. We all know Young Miami deal with Diddy. Do we not? Are we right? Young Miami deal with Diddy. Young Miami got something called Claricia's. It's some type of thing it's a TV show type of thing. The girl was on there talking to Trina. Let me say that again. Young Miami, who Diddy deals with faithfully, was on an episode with Trina saying that she like golden showers. Expressed the same. The love of it. To the point to where she made Trina say she got to try it out. And Trina come from, you don't know now. Can't do the regs that I been and spend the money I spend. Can't do about 6 friends, you don't know now. See, Trina said in that song she can do about 5, 6 friends. She ain't say nothing about getting peed on. She come from the old school where they running trains. Ain't nobody talking about getting peed on. What's real about that? And what man feel like he can go in and embrace this woman in any type of way after knowing that you just urinated on her? The urine go into the toilet. The urine go onto the sidewalk. The urine go into the grass. The urine go to the ground. You understand me, boy? What level of you thinking in any type of way that you can embrace this woman in a manner of love and happiness after you telling me you just urinated on her? That's the lowest of the lowest. But if a woman tell you that she wants to be urinated on, and that's what she believes in, would you do it? I want to know in the comments right now. If a woman wanted you to urinate on her, would you do it? Do you have it in you to do that? Let's keep going. Because he felt like he did. If your famous rapper, singer, actor wanted you to urinate on him, you would do it? Because that's what this is. Let's keep going.
It's the piss in the staircase. I know piss smells once it gets old. It's yellow. It's nasty. It's nothing sexy about urine. So I told her this after maybe a year of her asking me. I just got tired of it. I said, yo, why do you keep asking me to urinate on you? Do you really like that? So she breaks it down to me again, how she likes the warm urine going over her chest and flowing down her breast over her nipples. Like, she was really descriptive to the extent where I could tell she was into this. But I remember I looked at it and I said, yo, check this out. If you want me to urinate on you, we're not going to have sex, because that does not turn me on. It's nasty. Honestly, I would never sleep with a woman who had urine on her. It's freaking disgusting. So if you want to have sex, fine. We're not going to urinate. But if I urinate on you, we're not going to have sex. She said, damn, that's all you had to say, because I definitely want to have sex. So now Diddy comes in the room. He asks her what we're talking about. She says, oh, he doesn't want to urinate on me because it turns him off. Diddy asked her what you feel about that. She said, I want to have sex with him. He doesn't have to urinate on me. And they never asked me again.
See, let's get real. Let's get real. Let's get right. Let's get real. See, it's no disrespect to those that understand, because there's to each his own. Let's get right, to each his own. It's no disrespect here. See, you with Dilla T. This no filters. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We cooking. To each his own. Respectfully, if that's what you like, then indict that. That's real. What I'm trying to explain is that Cassie tried to make it seem like she didn't like certain stuff. She wasn't into stuff that Diddy wasn't into. She wasn't like this or like that. But now we know she was. That is the point of the discussion tonight with family here and understanding the situation. They've allowed Cassie to look like nothing is nothing but an angel. No, she's not. The thing is, if that she like golden showers, then that's what she like to do. Respectfully, that. Let's go. Let's keep it going.
I couldn't see her honestly liking urine on her. I couldn't like grasp that concept in my head, so it wasn't something I could do. And I never did it to her. Never called her, never verbally abused her during sex like Diddy would ask me to call her, you know, like B and ho. I never talked to her that way. Never was abusive to her, choking her. Never spit in her mouth like she used to ask me to spit in her mouth. Never urinate on her. I want to say that my approach with her was more of a softer, love-making type of sex. And I think that's why she liked me, because I was delicate with her.
Assalamu alaikum. Are you thinking?
See, we gotta understand and get right in here with family and know what we doing here now, because y'all know what's going on. Let's get right.
She would ask you to urinate.
Let's get right. Let's get right. Family say how they see it. Let's see what fam talking about. Fam said, Cannon Controller says you would, laughing out loud. Knucklehead says no. Talina 1 says over my dead body. Pappy's past says hell no. Gay, oh shit. G-Shock Anonymous says piss on and send her packing. The gift dies hard says this guy was getting paid thousands of dollars. He says no. He doesn't come back. That's real. Campbell Nakia says yes. Love the hot apple juice. Campbell Nakia says love the hot apple juice. Sharon Turner says appreciate you, man, for saying no. Knucklehead says at the end of the day, he was getting paid. Talia 1 says, oh no. Diana Payne says lowest of the lowest. Spitting on me will get you extra this and that. Campbell Nakia says it's a freaky thing. Campbell Nakia says it's a freaky thing. That's real. Live your life. That's how they coming. Spo says, yo, this rock star pissed on one of her groupies. Wow. Pappy's past says, I'll make her coffee. Knucklehead says, then the smell in the room afterwards. Knucklehead says, the smell in the room afterwards. Oh my God, that's crazy. Sharon says, smelly, pissy ass room. Sweet Pea says, hey, what's going on, Sweet Pea? Shout out to you. Checking in, hit that like button, family, subscribe. We cooking in here. Let's get right. Let's get right. Anthony says, none of these celebrities would give you a common people the time of day. That's real, but we ain't worried about it because we see what they own, family. Let's keep going.
After the session, then she'll get in the shower. That's crazy, man.
Shorty was with that nasty work, bro. It's like she was with that nasty work. I mean, like we having sex for days, and I'm dumping it up, bro. She not cleaning up, taking a shower. She not doing none of that, bro. Thinking about it now, I feel really nasty because I realize how much the drugs
Wow.
mind affect your psyche.
G-Shock, that's real.
You're not conscious of certain things you're doing. But those freak offs used to be really descriptive to the extent where I could tell she was into this. But I remember I looked at it and I said, yo, check this out. If you want me to urinate on you, we're not going to have sex. Because that does not turn me on. It's nasty. Honestly, I would never sleep with a woman who had urine on her. It's freaking disgusting. So if you want to have sex, fine. We're not going to urinate. But if I urinate on you, we're not going to have sex. She said, damn, that's all you had to say, because I definitely want to have sex. So now Diddy comes in the room. He asks her what we're talking about. She says, oh, he doesn't want to urinate on me because it turns him off. Diddy asked her what you feel about that. She said, I want to have sex with him. He doesn't have to urinate on me. And they never asked me again. I couldn't see her.
Hold on. Bring that back.
Because that does not turn me on. It's nasty. Honestly, I would never sleep with a woman who had urine on her. It's freaking disgusting. So if you want to have sex, fine. We're not going to urinate. But if I urinate on you, we're not going to have sex. She said, damn, that's all you had to say, because I definitely want to have sex. So now Diddy comes in the room. He asks her what we're talking about. She says, oh, he doesn't want to urinate on me because it turns him off. Diddy asked her what you feel about that. She said, I want to have sex with him. He doesn't have to urinate on me. And they never asked me again. I couldn't see her honestly liking urine on her. I couldn't like grasp that concept in my head, so it wasn't something I could do. And I never did it to her. Never called her, never verbally abused her during sex like Diddy would ask me to call her, you know, like B and ho. I never talked to her that way. Never was abusive to her, choking her. Never spit in her mouth like she used to ask me to spit in her mouth. Never urinate on her. I want to say that my approach with her was more of a softer, love-making type of sex. And I think that's why she liked me, because I was delicate with her.
And you would think that she would ask you to urinate on her after the session. Then she'll get in the shower. That's crazy, man.
Shorty was with that nasty work, bro. It's like she was with that nasty work. I mean, like we having sex for days, and I'm dumping it up, bro. She not cleaning up, taking a shower. She not doing none of that, bro.
Oh, that's crazy work.
Because I realize how much the drugs, Molly and E, affect your psyche, where you're not conscious of certain things you're doing. But those freak offs used to be kind of nasty, because for like days I would be coming in Cassie and she wouldn't even wash. She would just be walking around the room like it was regular.
Wow.
And Cassie, she was the one collecting your sperm, right?
That started in the beginning to get also. I remember specifically, like the first time it happened, I was using condoms with Cassie when they were asking me for the semen. So I remember she asked me, you know, like when you finish, you think you could come in the cup. And I was like, why? And she says, oh, you know, I like to play with it. I like to drink it. He likes to see me do things with it. So I actually thought she was playing. I didn't think she was serious. But as we were involved in the encounter and it was getting longer and longer, she kept asking me, like, are you going to come? Are you going to come? Are you going to give it to me? And I said, oh my God, she's really serious. She really wants me to do this. So she asked me so much, I remember it started bothering me. And I was like, yo, you really want me to give you I said, I can't do that. I was like, why you want my DNA? I'm not really comfortable with that. And I'll be honest, they offered me like $2,000 to give him the semen in the cup. So, bro, you know I gave it to him. It really was a no-brainer once they said that. I was like, you want 2 stacks for my semen? Hold on a second. Yoink it out, give it right to him. Here you go. So I want to say comfortably for maybe a year.
Maya Marie in the building. What's up, family? Malik in the building. What's up, family?
A wine glass, a shot glass, a whiskey glass, whatever glass we had available. And then her, and you know, it's funny because I thought about it years later, how she would collect the semen in the cup and Diddy would be trailing right behind her like a little kid who mommy had the juice in his hand or something. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard the trial and her say she used to put the semen on his nipple, I'm gonna be honest, it made sense. Cause I'm like, yo, that's why he was so thirsty following her in the room every
Wait
time
a minute, man. I know I ain't tripping. Hold up, man. Hold up. Everybody stop. Everybody stop right now. Did you just hear this shit? let's bring it back so we make sure what we about to discuss. Thomas said you heard it. I heard something about Semen, Diddy, somebody liking this. The Cash App pin in the comments. I respect and appreciate and love, fam. I appreciate y'all. Let's keep going. Listen up.
For her. So that I was like, you want 2 stacks for my semen? Hold on a second. Yoink it out, give it right to him. Here you go. So I want to say comfortably for maybe a year and a half, they were paying me to collect semen. Cassie would collect it in a wine glass, a shot glass, and a whiskey glass, whatever glass we had available. And then her, and you know, it's funny because I thought about it years later, how
why they collecting that man's sperm for a year and a half? I'll wait. Hit that like button, subscribe, family, right now. We cooking in here for real. We about to get to the facts. Why they collecting that man's sperm right now? Year and a half. Yeah, Candy. Controller, yeah. Year and a half, fam. Why? Why they collecting that man, dog? What? Disgusting. Talina one say, yeah. Why they... Oh, I'm gonna wait on y'all to tell me now why they collecting that man's sperm. Huh? Era Cannabis Club says never drink from the hotel cup. Selena says why? Thomas says Diddy likes the sticky licky. B. Brooks says so Diddy could drink it. Sharon says Diddy's a freakazoid. That demon warlock had Cassie drugged up on that. Ketamine and whatever else bugging out doing some ritual mess. Amanda Jones says I heard Madonna and Demi Moore had to go save Young Miami. Yes, they did. Carl Anderson says Black Magic. Knucklehead says Evil playing behind it for sure. Spouse in her laugh. Steve says, do you know Diddy? No, I don't. Maria says from Diddy's own personal likes. Sharon says Black Magic agree. That's real. Why are they collecting this man that's a stranger, his semen? Let's go.
collect the semen in the cup, and Diddy would be trailing right behind her like a little kid who mommy had the juice in his hand or something. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard the trial and her say she used to pay for put the semen on his nipple, I'm gonna be honest, it made sense. Cause I'm like, yo, that's why he was so thirsty following her in the room every time she took the semen. The semen was for him, it wasn't for her. So that I definitely believe.
Oh, that's sick.
Used to take my
Did you hear that, fam?
And you know, it's funny because I thought it.
That man said the semen was for that man. Maria, did you hear it? Knucklehead, did you hear it? Thomas, did you hear it? Richard, did you hear it? Maria said, I knew it.
Years later, how she would collect the semen in the cup.
Travis says,
right behind her like a little kid.
Hit that like button, family. Subscribe. Hit that channel. Cash up in the top pin. Respect.
I say she used to pay for put the semen on his nipple. I'm gonna be honest, it made sense. Cause I'm like, yo.
He said his mama used to put semen on his nipple.
Every time she took the, they were paying me to collect semen. Cassie would collect it in a wine glass, a shot glass, and a whiskey glass, whatever glass we had available. And then her, and you know, it's funny because I thought about it years later, how she would collect the semen in the cup, and Diddy would be trailing right behind her like a little kid who mommy had the juice in his hand or something. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard the trial and her say she used to pay for put the semen on his nipple, I'm gonna be honest, it made sense. Cause I'm like, yo, that's why he was so thirsty following her in the room every time she took.
Look at me. They just said Cassie said she used to put semen. She used to put semen on this nigga nipple. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Said that man, they used to put semen on that man's nipple for this man. And he running after her trying to figure out what she on and what she doing. They said Cassie used to put semen on the nipple for Diddy. What? What is he on? And now he don't want to act like he don't know nothing? Or he don't want to just come out and say you like men? Calling grown men daddy on Drink Champs. Calling grown men daddy at your camps. Grown men daddy at your mansions. But you talking about you don't like men and we talking about you talking about semen on nipples for you to... What? Maria says only way he could do things with Cassie was when there was something to do with a man was involved. Hey, man, Maria, that's real. That was the only time he was doing something with Cassie is when another man is involved. So thoroughly and further lets me further know that he like men because he's looking at men deal with his woman. Ain't no way men out here letting that happen if they don't like the men too. You know how many women, how many men just want the women to be supplied by another man, but they still want to be in that woman's life? It's a difference out here, fam. What? Out your mind.
The semen was for him. It wasn't for her. So that I definitely believe. Because every time she used to take my semen, I swear to you, bro, Diddy would be behind her like a little kid in the room as quick as he could, closing the door. So, yeah, that was weird. But eventually I stopped because we started having unprotected sex and she started to ask me to come in her. You know, you dealing with these drugs. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take accountability. I should have made better decisions. I was younger. I was thirsty for the money. She's a beautiful woman. And I was high off of these, you know, like sexual inducing drugs. So I made some bad decisions and I just, you know, started giving her what she want. I slept with her so long.
Shout out to Blessings in the building. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. Let's cook.
You, baby? No problem. She's telling me she's on the pill, so I'm doing it. Worst mistake I ever made, bro. If I could take it back, God, I wish I could take it back, bro. Because Diddy used to follow her in that room, bro. Again, like a little kid following his mommy for the juice bottle. I swear, right on her heels as she was going in the room. So when I heard that part of the testimony, it made 100% sense. I believed him.
Wow. All of that and don't nobody believe what's up? You know it's real, family. Let's not explain like we don't know. Because you know what's been happening with that. That's the realness. Let's keep it going for the people in the back.
What's the backstory behind the incident where Diddy said that he would shoot you for laughing at him?
Yeah, I had finished having sex with Cassie, and like, you know, Diddy was weird, you know, like even though he was paying us to sleep with his girl, dude is exceptionally competitive, bro. Like he would be trying to compete with us to out sex his girl, but he's paying us because he knows we're larger than him and are going to do a better job than him, which is like it's like an oxymoron or something. You know what I'm saying?
Malik
like,
Omar, what happened, family?
On one side, you're paying me to do something, but at the same time, you're going against it by trying to compete with me. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy was a strange character, you know. So he would. I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. There really is no right way to say it, honestly. I was having sex with Cassie. Straight, lustful, hot, drug-fueled sex. And Diddy noticed it. So when I finished, I'm going to be honest, I was younger and I was an arrogant little dude. I'm going to be honest. I was so arrogant. Like, I knew what I was doing to Cassie. So I would get up and, you know, like the analogy, the brother done tore the woman apart and you drinking Kool-Aid after. Like, yeah, I did that. I used to do stuff like that today. Like, I would smash out Cassie, get up, get a water, and be drinking the water, standing there like, yeah, what you gonna do now? So, you know, Diddy didn't really like that. He didn't like the fact that I would...
See if they let you do it now, Malik.
Say, like,
I appreciate your family, respectfully, super chat.
It, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it like that. So one time I did it.
Steve in the building.
You really think you that
Q and G in the building. Maria in the building.
So she keep calling me. He's like, yo, I'll blow your damn face off. I said, man, you ain't got no damn gun. Because I kind of knew him at this point. I said, bro, you ain't got no gun, and you ain't that damn stupid to pull no gun on me. So he was like, yeah, baby, go get my gun. Cassie stands up. She starts walking towards the master street like she's going to get the gun. So I'm going to be honest, Art, like, she was like 5 feet from the door.
Royalty
like,
Smith in the
she
building. What's up, family?
But she stopped right before the door. She turns around and she just goes and sits in his lap. And he says, yeah, you lucky she don't want to go get it, so I don't have to shoot you. But that's when Diddy threatened to shoot me in the face. Diddy's a wild boy. Diddy's like, you know, they say act as if.
Wow.
And a lot of people, but
let's get right. Let's get right.
There really is no right way to say it, honestly. I was having sex with Cassie. Straight, lustful, hot, drug-fueled sex.
Woo!
And Diddy noticed it. So when I finished, I'm going to be honest, I was younger.
Shout out to you, Poppy's Pan. Let's get right. Let me know your size. We need to tap in, let you know what it takes to get it.
Cassie. So I would
Let's go.
And you know, like the analogy, the brother done tore the woman apart and you drinking Kool-Aid after? Like, yeah, I did that. I used to do stuff like that to Diddy. Like, I would smash out Cassie, get up, get a water, and be drinking the water, standing there like, yeah, what you gonna do now? So, you know, Diddy didn't really like that. He didn't like the fact that I would, like, I guess you want to say, like, be arrogant with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it like that. So one time I did it, and he was like, yo, you really think you that dude, right? I said, I'm saying, your girl seemed to think so. She keep calling me. He's like, yo, I'll blow your damn face off. I said, man, you ain't got no damn gun, because I kind of knew him at this point. I said, bro, you ain't got no gun, and you ain't that damn stupid to pull no gun on me. So he was like, yeah, baby, go get my gun. Cassie stands up. She starts walking towards the master street like she's going to get the gun. So I'm going to be honest, Art, like, she was like 5 feet from the door. I was like, oh, she might really be going to get this. But she stopped right before the door. She turns around and she just goes and sits in his lap. And he says, yeah, you lucky she don't want to go get it, so I don't have to shoot you. But that's when Diddy threatened to shoot me in the face. Diddy's a wild boy. Diddy's like, you know, they say act as if. And a lot of people might say that Diddy was a punk in the 90s and he wasn't this and he wasn't that. But you got to imagine that a man who has lived his life acting as though he was a gangster would eventually attribute that character and become the thing that he's acting for the last 30 years. And I honestly feel that that's what Diddy is. Like, even Diddy's mannerism, even his personality, when I was with him in these freak-offs, it read pimp. Like, I literally got pimp energy from Diddy. The first 2 years, bro, I didn't even know it was Diddy and Cassie again. I thought this was a successful pimp who was pimping out his beautiful girlfriend to be a model or something like that, because I did not believe Cassie sold vagina. I did not believe that. She was too intelligent. She was doing too much. I actually thought she was like a model or something, and this guy was just pimping the hell out of her, pimping his arrangements, because, you know, you got some pimps who realize that a woman's body and her mind is far more valuable than her laying on her back all day. And they make
that's all pimps, fool.
So I think
See, hold
Diddy
up.
was just one of these guys.
No, you didn't. No, he didn't. Let me tell you something. That's all pimps, fool. That a woman will always benefit more than laying on her back. But you understand that it's laying on her back that benefits her, period. Don't do that. Don't talk like you know pimping. You don't. Biggest thing that we understand is that when he speaks about Diddy being in the pimping procedure, no, he's not a pimp. He's not. He's nowhere near a pimp. He's a pedophile. He's a prank. He's a player. He ain't a pimp, though. Because he didn't use his money and take advantage of his money. What he did was, if he would have used his money, he would have never had to smack nobody. He would have never had to sexually harass nobody if he used his money. But the fact that he didn't, that's why he was in the situation he was in. That makes no sense. So don't sit in here and act like you think that it's okay. Let's keep going.
Never thought that he was Diddy, and I never thought it was Cassie, bro. Never.
Was any of these freak-offs recorded?
Oh, yeah. I was in several of the freak-off videos. They recorded me, I want to say, for the first 2 years, basically every encounter. Yeah. Me and Cassie used to have hot sex, bro. This is the truth. Like, they would record it. Bro, I've seen Cassie open up videos, old videos of me and her have sex, and masturbate to these videos to the point where I can see her squirting. She's so turned on by me and her having sex.
You know what happened to the videos?
I don't know, but I remember when she was taking them, I did not want to be taped. And I told her this specifically, like, yo, dude, I don't want to be on these tapes. I remember when I told her this, I knew who they were at the time. And my biggest concern was the fact that, everybody think Diddy gay. I didn't want to be on no tape with Diddy and everybody think that he's gay. Because the second people...
We heard what he just said. Everybody think he is. He ain't getting there because he bored. He said everybody think Diddy's gay. He's getting that from the same information you and I have heard and seen. And we know if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a damn duck. So we know if it's walking like Diddy, quacking like Diddy, it's Diddy. Let's keep going.
On the tape with Diddy, she's so turned on by me and her having sex.
You know what happened to the videos?
I don't know, but I remember when she was taking them, I did not want to be taped. And I told her this specifically, like, yo, dude, I don't want to be on these tapes. I remember when I told her this, I knew who they were at the time. And my biggest concern was the fact that, everybody think Diddy gay. I didn't want to be on no tape with Diddy and everybody think that he's gay. Because the second people see me on the tape with Diddy naked, they gonna think it's some gay stuff. So I told Cassie this. I said, yo, listen, I don't want to be on these tapes. Like, I don't want to be on no tape with him, no disrespect. Maybe if we was in a music video, we was in a club, yeah, it's lit being on tape with Puffy. It ain't lit being in this situation, baby. I don't want to be on no video with Puffy. She tells me straight up, no, Clay, it's okay. This is just for me because, we have such hot sex. It turns me on. Like, I love watching us and playing it back. I talk about it to Sean. Let me show you something. She goes and takes out her MacBook, bro. And like I told you, she opens a folder. She had a bunch of videos in there. I remember. It was probably like 30 videos in there she had at this time. And she just cuts
Shout out D-Stone.
Squirts, orgasms, all of this, just off watching a prior video of me and her engaged in a freak off. And that's the only reason I really stopped asking her about the videos, because I personally saw her obtain sexual satisfaction. I had no reason to doubt that they were for her personal use and that she was using them herself. So I kind of let it go. You can imagine my surprise when the U.S. Attorney's Office had him.
Did you ever try to leave a freak off, but they made you stay?
What?
They used to take my clothes and my phone, so there were a bunch of times that I would want to leave, really from conditions. Let's say I would be locked in the living room with no clothes. Those 5-star hotels are freezing. So I would want to leave, put my clothes on. A lot of times, you locked in a room for days. You just want to get out, walk around. There would be times I was tired before they started, giving me the drugs. Technically speaking, I've been here 10 hours, so I've kind of earned my rate. I'm ready to go. They would ignore me, though, bro. They wouldn't give me my clothes back. They would hold my phone. I remember one time specifically, Cassie had me locked in a room for like a day and a half. And I asked her numerous times to give me my phone and my clothes. And she'd be like, okay, I'll give it to you. I'll be right back. And
I know y'all just heard that. See, we getting to the nitty gritty. We ain't just talking. Did that man say he was locked in his room for some days? Yeah, did he say he was locked in the room for some days by Cassie? Like she's somebody bully, big bad buff. Put your eyes on the thinking cap and your ears. Let's go.
I'm back. So I would want to leave, put my clothes on. A lot of times
you don't want to leave, put your clothes on.
Days you just want to get out, walk around. There would be times I was tired before they started giving me the drugs. Technically speaking, I've been here 10 hours, so I've kind of earned my rate. I'm ready to go. They would ignore me though, bro. They wouldn't give me my clothes back. They would hold my phone. I remember one time specifically, Cassie had me locked in a room for like a day and a half. And I asked her numerous times to give me my phone and my clothes. And she'd be like, okay, I'll give it to you. I'll be right back. And she wouldn't come back. Then when she did come back,
Francie in the building. What's up, family? You already know.
Before I could
Famous 247. You already know we here.
Do the freak off, and I satisfy her. I'm waiting to give them a second to get ready in the bedroom. That second turns into 4, 5, 6 hours, and then they come back and do the same thing again. So I remember specifically there was one time where I tried to leave numerous times, but because they had my phone and my clothes, I couldn't, which kind of makes me a
slave, motherfucker. Excuse me. A slave. That's what Francie and them just said. What up, fam? Q and G says, so he was a slave. Sharon Turner says, that's that BS. Mr. Orange says, does YouTube been people that they play music? The Gift Dies Hard says he's admitting that he had hot sex and they were really getting into it. So why is he suing? 187 King says, Pop, Daddy, no, he's there wrong. Famous 24/7 say, what's up? Let me explain something to you, fam. Let's go.
A hostage to an extent. Well, she wouldn't come back. Then when she did come back, it was time
When
to
this
do
man-
a freak off, and they would want me to do the freak off.
This man definitely felt hostage. This man definitely felt like he was in a position where nothing could come out of that. You have to understand, that man just explained a whole schedule of freaking off. That means a whole schedule of clapping cheeks for a week. They got to rebirth you, re-energize you for you to re-kill again. Point I'm making is you have to automatically feel trapped if you're in that type of situation, fam. How don't you not feel trapped in that situation? You man feel trapped in that situation. That man had to beat her, had to do this, had to do that. The fact that she even attacked him on menstrual cycle, the fact that Diddy even allowed it and then paid him off. Apologized, but act like he knew nothing of it. You have to understand, if they was allowing Cassie to do what she wants, then that means Diddy had no problem paying off whatever she wanted done. That's the realness of it. Jay Breezy, Daytona Beach in the building. You already know what it is. Philly boys in the building. Says, I think Trump getting them out. Let me explain something to you. He gonna pardon them. But the reason why we talking her family is because we want to bring light to Cassie being in a position to be able to groom, contact, aware, show what's going on, to move things around. And yet when we think about it and how they're moving in her, we understand who's been moving in that manner. Truly appreciate Malik owning her with the big super chat, $9.99 donation. Says Diddy and Cassie are sick, family. What does another want with another one's fluid? That's real, family. You already know it. I appreciate you, man. You already know. Let's get right. What they need to know is Malik says Diddy and Cassie are sick, family. What does another want with another fluid? The fact that they've been moving and exchanging fluids all this time, you can understand that this man speaks truth, speaks life, speaks what's really happening the way that it happened in. So we want to make sure that we understand. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe, family. Definitely respect to the super chat. I appreciate each and every donation from 99 cents all the way up, baby. I appreciate you. Let's keep going.
Go to the store or leave the room. So now I do the freak off and I satisfy her. I'm waiting to give them a second to get ready in the bedroom. That second turns into 4, 5, 6 hours, and then they come back and do the same thing again. So I remember specifically there was one time where I tried to leave.
Shout out QJ.
Because they had my phone and my clothes, I couldn't, which kind of makes me I don't want to say it, but a hostage to an extent. Because I can't willingly leave. You can't walk into one of these 5-star hotels, buck naked with no phone. You're not going to get that far. You're not registered. They're not going to want to hear I'm upstairs with Diddy. You really think Diddy's going to answer the hotel phone and say, yeah, this naked black guy is with me? Absolutely not.
No.
And you got an STD by Cassie, right?
Well, I found out first because I actually got an STD test because I started feeling weird after an encounter. Not going to ask you if you know how that feels. I pray to God you've never had that experience. I've only had it one time in my life with Cassie. And the feeling of catching an STD is not a comfortable feeling. The first thing you notice is the difficulty in urination. And that's the first thing I noticed. Like, yo, what the hell? What the hell is wrong with me? I thought I had like water in my penis, because that happens sometime as a man. When you take a shower, you might get a little water in there and it's discomfort when you pee. But the next day it was worse. So immediately I go to the doctor to find out. I come up positive for chlamydia. Thank God my girlfriend was out of town at the time, so she didn't know. So I'm trying to just hurry up and get the disease over with before my chick come back, wants some beef, and then I got to take care of her and possibly infect her. In any event, she didn't come back. My girlfriend didn't come back. I think it was for like 8 days because she was on a business trip. So she comes back.
See, what kills me is that he never spoke about having a girlfriend. He never spoke about having a girlfriend. That's what kind of kills me right now, because even to hear the story put together and how things are done and discredited, he never spoke about the girlfriend. But when he does speak about the girlfriend, he's saying that he wants to do something, and then he all of a sudden mentions that Cassie pushes him away, moves the condom, and inserts him back in her. And he allows it to happen. So how he running that mouth and saying all this and that? Let's keep going.
We do have sexual intercourse when she comes back. I want to say Cassie didn't call me for like a month. But during that month, my girlfriend went to the doctor, got completely tested out. She had clean test results. So I knew after my girl went to the doctor and didn't come home and curse me out saying, you gave me something, I was good. All right, bet. I go see Cassie maybe a month later. And the first thing I did was pull out a condom. Because I'm like, yo, if my girl didn't give me this, Cassie gave me this. But I can't directly accuse her because I don't know. So I didn't say anything. I just decided to wear a condom. Now, Diddy sees this condom. And he says, yo, bro, what's that for? And I said, oh, you know, we got to be careful. We've been doing this too long. I got a girlfriend. I got to be mindful of that. I don't ever want to bring another home to my girlfriend. I love my girlfriend hard. Just because I slept with Cassie all this time, the woman I was with at this time, I loved my girlfriend. That's how I know I didn't love Cassie. I know I loved my girlfriend because I would sleep with Cassie and think about my ex-girlfriend. So
let's
Cassie
get right in here.
comes
Let's
on.
get right in here. Let's get right in here. Malik Owner says, OG, sex magic is real. Each time people engage in sexual invenient behaviors, a portal opens and demons are released. Shadow Band says, I'll come paint your ceiling. I appreciate it, fam. Trivet says, what? That's real. Knucklehead 6 said, questions mark. You gotta understand something. Anytime you exchange sexual behavior, souls are exchanged. Souls are dipped in. Things are altered. Things are exchanged. Things are tampered. You have to understand that. You're giving yourself to someone, that someone is giving themselves to you. It is all an exchange of souls, life, and understanding. And that is what brings ties to folk and how life is living and how they're moving. The biggest thing is that we want to make sure we all are straight and clean of the earth, and that we all are not polluting the earth, to make sure we all are moving the right way and the way that needs to be moved, to make sure we take care of the next person. Let's keep the party going. We all understand. Malik Omar says, soul ties, no filters. That's real. Let's get right. Let's keep going.
He says, no, babe, remember the chlamydia? I said, what did you say? She says, oh, yeah, you know, I had a chlamydia scare because Sean cheated on me. She blamed it on Diddy, said Diddy cheated on her, and told me I should go to the doctor. Yo, bruh, I was pissed. Oh, I was so pissed. I was pissed. I was disgusted. And I just remember looking at her like, this is how you tell me? I think you should have reached out to me by phone when you found out and say, yo, Dave, go to the doctor. You know, like this came up. Sean cheated on me. I think I have chlamydia. I don't want you to be affected by this. Go to the doctor. I'm so sorry. You didn't even have enough regard for me as a human being to call me and tell me you think your man gave you chlamydia. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up leaving that encounter, actually. And I don't think I saw them for maybe 6 months because I was pissed off. But honestly, all economic conditions play a part. They hit me again with the flim flam. They called me up because I wouldn't come. They offered me like 30 bands to go to Florida to freak off with Cassie. I ain't making 30 bands to freak off with no woman. So even though, you know, it's been times where they haven't paid me, the simple possibility that I might get this 30 bands.
Shout out Malik Owner, we in here.
We go to Florida. So I go back down there and I have sex with her again. But I use condoms for every other time I had sex with her after that point.
What? That's how it coming. So we need to understand that our lives is understanding what's going on. We also need to understand that what we're looking at when we say what's really happening. We need to also understand what's going on in the world, and that's the reason why we want to bring awareness in the world here at No Filters with your boy Dilla T. It's always the real. It's always the understanding. It's always knowing what's going on in the manner that it goes on as in. You understand? There's no way that we want to act like we don't know what's really real in the way that we know that it's happening. Let's make sure we understand what's going on. That's why we here, fam. Type FAM if you with me in here. FAM, fam. Let me know.
And Cassie, she told you personally that she was pregnant by you, right?
Well, it was I believe it was we were just, I don't think she intended to get pregnant. No woman who accidentally gets pregnant intends to get pregnant. We just went a little bit too far. This one encounter in New York in the Gramercy Park Hotel, which is crazy. I can even remember where I got her pregnant at. At the time, I was on parole, so I was checking in the parole like every week or every 2 weeks. Remember, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still out in the street. I'm getting money from them, so my lifestyle didn't actually fit my income. If you understand what I'm saying, it really.
Hold up. You been in here all this time with your boy Dilla T and no filters. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe right now, family. I've been cooking. We been cooking. We in here. You see what it is. We support the channel, fam. Let's bring it back. Oh, my God.
We were just, I don't think she intended to get pregnant. No woman who accidentally gets pregnant intends to get pregnant. We just went a little bit too far. This one encounter in New York in the Gramercy Park Hotel, which is crazy. I can even remember where I got her pregnant at. At the time, I was on parole, so I was checking in the parole like every week or every 2 weeks. Remember, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still out in the street. I'm getting money from them, so my lifestyle didn't actually fit my income. If you understand what I'm saying, it really didn't. So I remember like specifically, I go to I go to see Cassie. And we have this crazy encounter. Like, we probably had sex like 2.5, 3 days. Ecstasy, Molly. This was still pretty early in the relationship. I want to say it was like 2012, 2013. We have this amazing encounter, great time. I leave her. Now, when I leave her, I remember literally I'm going to Harlem because I worked as a contractor. I'm still an independent construction contractor, but I had an office in Manhattan in Harlem. So when I left Cassie after this freak off, I drive to my office at 7 o'clock. I got to go to work. There was a tail light out on my pickup truck, and I got pulled over by the damn NYPD. They arrest me for a broken tail light. Ultimately, I get violated by parole for being out before parole told me I could go out, and I get detained for a violation. Now, on this violation, I find out Cassie's pregnant. Thinking about it a little bit, I realized, wait a minute, you had sex with her. She's 2 months pregnant. This is probably your baby. So I think I did a violation for maybe 6 months, 7 months. I had to do like this military program. It was so bogus.
Fam said, oh, no, we're not doing that.
I did was look for Cassie.
Let's get right in here now.
I had phone numbers for her. I called them all. It might have took her 3 or 4 days. She calls me and pulled up. We have the ecstasy, Molly. This was still pretty early in the relationship. I want to say it was like 2012, 2013. We have this amazing encounter, great time. I leave her. Now, when I leave her, I remember literally I'm going to Harlem because I worked as a contractor. I'm still an independent construction contractor, but I had an office in Manhattan in Harlem. So when I left Cassie after this freak off, I drive to my office at 7 o'clock. I got to go to work. There was a tail light out on my pickup truck, and I got pulled over by the damn NYPD. They arrest me for a broken tail light. Ultimately, I get violated by parole for being out before parole told me I could go out, and I get detained for a violation.
Wow.
Now, on this violation, I find out Cassie's pregnant. Thinking about it a little bit, I realized, wait a minute, you had sex with her. She's 2 months pregnant. This is probably your baby. So I think I did a violation for maybe 6 months, 7 months. I had to do like this military program. It was so bogus and BS. But as soon as I came...
This man got her pregnant. What we talking about? No, don't do that. Don't act like you didn't hear what he just said. Let me bring it back for the people in the back that don't get what's going on. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. We cooking, fam. That man just said he got Cassie pregnant. Did you ain't hear that? Don't play dumb like you didn't hear what I just heard. Let's go.
First thing I did was look for Cassie. I had several phone numbers for her. I called them all. It might have took her 3 or 4 days. She calls me back. She's overseas. She's like, yo, where have you been? I said, yo, I got violated by parole. I was locked up. She says, oh my God, I was looking for you. You don't know how bad I was looking for you. We actually had a really good conversation the first time we reconnected after this violation, being separated for 7 to 8 months. So she tells me she's out of the States, and she's like, yo, you know what? I'll be there in a week because I need to talk to you. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't really think she's going to be there in a week. Yo, bro, clockwork. A week later, she texts me. She's in Manhattan. She's in the Gramercy Park Hotel. Can I meet her at 7 o'clock that night? Okay. I get to the Gramercy Park that evening. I remember I walk into the suite. Diddy actually let me in, which was weird because at that time, Diddy never let me in the beginning. But this time I went there, Diddy let me into the suite. He daps.
Does that not sound crazy? No, come here, don't do that. No, don't come here, don't do that. Listen to what you heard. Come close, nigga. Come here. Excuse me. Oh, jeez. Listen to what I just said. The man just said Diddy ain't never let him in that building. Diddy knew about when she was on the menstrual cycle and had sex with that man. He paid the man off after doing it. You think Diddy don't know that she pregnant? That's the boyfriend of her. That's calling or that's telling her to tell other men to come over there so he can watch them have fun with her. So how he got a problem? He the one orchestrated it. If she pregnant by somebody, clearly he was the one that said, come get her done. And what he got? Millions, billions, trillions, zillions, cajillions. Nigga, when you in them brackets, you don't get no excuse. And they calling it swinging. What you swinging? You're watching that man swing his Johnson by your woman, and now she pregnant. And you knew about it. You should be just out of your face. Yeah. Famine to say all of that. Yeah. Goofy. Ain't even no word for that. It really ain't, fam. You orchestrated it, and now you got a problem with it? Y'all don't even know this man. This man that got your girl pregnant, boy. What you talking about? What you saying? Who you got a problem with? Yourself? Let's keep it going, man. Cause y'all crazy.
Me up, yo, bro, what's up, man? Been a long time. You look good. You look healthy. Yo, where you been? So as I'm telling him, he gives me this look. And
I know like, y'all just heard what I heard.
Yo, bro, she was looking for you. So I said, oh, yeah?
Did y'all just hear what I heard?
She was looking for you, bro.
Let's bring it back.
Or let me in the beginning. But this time I went there, Diddy let me into the suite. He daps me up. Yo, bro, what's up, man? Been a long time. You look good. You look healthy. Yo, where you been? So as I'm telling him, he gives me this look. And he's like, yo, bro, she was looking for you. So I said, oh, yeah? He's like, yeah, bro, she was looking for you, bro. Y'all need to talk. So I'm like, all right. Cassie comes out the room. Soon as he says that, you know, looking like Cassie, looking beautiful. Me and her reconnect. We hug each other. She sits me on the couch in the living room, and she tells me she was pregnant. So I said, well, like, how do you know it was mine? You know, typical women. I know it was you. You were the only guy around that time. It wasn't Sean. I know it was you. She tells me all of this to my face. She cries. She tells me she doesn't believe in abortion, but she only had the abortion because she didn't know who I was and how to find me. And I believed her from...
Guess which student has a better chance of getting into school? First, take a look at Zach. He's valedictorian.
From the emotional response she gave me, the crying, the look of regret that she did it, I actually believed her. You know what I'm saying? So I sat there myself, and I'll be honest, I was a little teary-eyed myself because no one really likes to see beautiful women cry. And she's crying about something that affected both of us. I kind of felt something towards it. So I'm like, damn, all right, it's like a sad situation. But the craziest part, bro, is I'm thinking she just called me to tell me about the pregnancy, and I'm leaving. As I get up to leave, she's like, where you going? I said, I'm leaving. She's like, oh, no, absolutely not, Sugar D. I've been waiting for you. Because she used to call me Sugar D. She's like, I've been waiting for you. No, you're not going nowhere. So I said, are you serious? Like, what about getting pregnant? She says, no, I'm on birth control now. We're okay. You're not going anywhere. She says, baby, does he have to leave? Diddy says, of course not. So, bro, me and her literally restart right where we left off. Before the end of the night, we having unprotected sex again like nothing happened. And bro, this went on for years after I impregnated her and she had an abortion.
And if I'm not mistaken, Cassie, she's the one that gave you Molly for the first time, and Diddy, he's the one that gave you the pink cocaine, right?
Yeah. Cassie kind of drugged me like I told you about earlier. Cassie
Wow.
actually did, but Diddy's drugging me was with that Tunchi stuff. I believe it was Tunchi now because of what it did.
Hold up, fam, what?
And the funny part is that I was talking to one of the male providers today, and he actually told me when he heard me talking about how Diddy drugged me, he remembers how Diddy drugged him. Diddy did this to a lot of people. Like the real Rico was the male prostitutes. It wasn't Jane and Cassie. It was the male prostitutes who Cassie, Jane, and Diddy manipulated into these situations. Because we all have the same story. I'm pretty sure you could agree.
They saying they let that happen, that they all manipulate that. So that means that two people had something to do with it, Diddy and Cassie. Man giving her this, she giving him that. Being drugged, giving them smoke, and then all of a sudden you're talking about you pregnant, but then this man over here acting like it's a problem because you're pregnant, but he's the one that got you pregnant in the first place. Called him to come get on you to get you pregnant in the first place. And now we sitting there acting like this ain't making no sense. We're not doing that. We hitting that like button, we subscribing, right now we cooking, we about to get it in order. Let's go.
Diddy gave me the Molly, basically telling me that if I didn't take it, Cassie would get mad. So now I only took a little bit of it because, again, I'm not a big drug person, and I really just wanted to satisfy him and get him out my face. So I said, all right, give me a little piece. It's Diddy. He's a billionaire. I've known him 5 or 6 years by now. He's never tried to hurt me. We had that one encounter where he asked me about the homosexual thing, but he paid me $5,000 and never did it again. So I really had no reason not to trust him. I take this substance, bro. I don't even think it took 30 minutes. This thing rocked me, bro. Yo, it rocked me. I remember I was hot. I was sweating. I was throwing up. I couldn't walk. I crawled across a 5-star hotel room to the bathroom to throw up in the toilet. I was so weak. This might have went on maybe 30 minutes, bro. I just threw up everything I had inside of me. Even water, liquid, everything came out. I finally get up. I managed to regain my strength. I go back in the living room. I'm sweating profusely, bro. Diddy comes out. First thing he noticed is, what's wrong with you? I say, yo, whatever you gave me, bro, not good. It's me up. I need to go. Cassie comes out. She sees me. She says, oh, my God, what's wrong with you? I said, yo, I need to get out of here. Whatever he just gave me, it got me twisted. She says, yo, what did you give him? He said, you know, I gave him the pink stuff. I gave him some Molly. And she looked at him and just did this. And I said, yo, he said he gave me Molly. I never had nothing like this. She said, it's because it's not Molly. And I was like, what? But I'm so high.
Then what is it?
I couldn't really do anything about it because, bro, I was out of it. I could barely grasp my reality at this point. So they tell me, you know, be careful. Diddy gives me like $1,500, which is the lowest amount he ever paid me. He gave me $1,500 after he drugged me with a substance that completely tore me from living.
They drugging people.
They tell me to be careful. They direct me to sneak out of the Trump International in Central Park West through the back staircase, which I did. Bro, I'm completely out of it, bro. I could barely stand. I'm sweating. It's December. It's December, bro. I got a coat on. I'm pouring sweat in the middle of Manhattan. Not a good look for a black man, bro. Not. I can't catch a cab. The cab drivers are seeing me. They riding by me. I'm nervous as hell. I can't figure it out. So I start walking down, I believe it was Broadway I tried to get to. I start walking towards Broadway, bro, just to get out the area. By the time I realized where I was in Union Square. Yeah, messed up, bro, sweating. I was so out of it at this point getting to Union Square. I found like a little alcove on a side street. And I don't know if you've ever been in New York and you see like the homeless people sleeping in the side street in like a little alcove or like a department store, like a Macy's exit door or something. That was Dave, curled up in the corner of like a Macy's exit door. It might have been Old Navy that was that actually, in the corner like a homeless man sweating, not being able to figure out what the hell.
That's the biggest business about it,
bro. I said, yo, bro,
that's the biggest business about it. This man over here sitting in a situation where he's met a famous person, had sex with her and made her pregnant. You understand? And the whole man that's involved with it has watched it happen. So now you're dealing with two people. Who you talking about you done got pregnant, boy, because you over here moving a certain type of way. The beginning of this started out with this man just trying to get money. And that turned into them digging him out of a grave, trying to bring him to life. And understanding that this man was only just trying to surprise or please, but yet they had a better plan for him. You got to understand. That's the point I'm trying to make here with fam. We all got cousins. We all got fam. We all got people who trying to get an opportunity in a certain situation. And they thinking it's this, but it ended up turning into that because they dealing with these type of people. You understand? And this man giving you raw footage about what's going on here. We wrapping it up. We getting it together. I need to know what G's thinking, what's happening here, man, because this is out of hand. Let's go.
I need you to come get me in the city. I share my location with him. Like 30 minutes later, he gets there. He says, yo, you look terrible. He took me to the doctor. The doctor wanted to run all these tests on me, but I got scared because I knew what I had taken. So I leave. And I spend like the next 3 or 4 days just trying to recover and get it back. The other guy I talked to, he told me the same experience happened to him when Diddy drugged him. The exact same effects that I went through, whatever Diddy gave him, the same thing happened to him too. Yup.
Skip the rental counter.
So why they think it ain't really real? Even though it even happened, fam. Because they even gave him the drugs. And that man talking about Diddy did that. Easy.
Sheets all soaked up, right? During freakos?
Yeah, bro. Like, that was the biggest expense. I would see, like, their incidental bill had to be crazy. From the baby oil on the floor to the fires to the multiple sheets. Because there used to be fires, bro. Like, baby oil and material is flammable. You know what I'm saying? So we got all of this baby oil all over the sheets. We're using these little tea candles to light the room. You know, we're not having delicate sex. It's passionate, it's physical. We're knocking stuff over. A few times, we would knock over tea candles. The comforters would catch on fire. A part of the rug would catch on fire. Some of the couch would catch on fire. So things were always burning in these freak-offs from the baby oil, candles, and materials. It was like those. It's really sad, bro, because, you know, when you go through situations, there's certain things you can never forget as much as you want to. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of one of those things. As time went by, I was kind of able to displace it until Shorty did all of this Cassie, where she brought it back all up. So now we have to relive it all, and it comes back like it's fresh trauma now.
And Cassie told you personally that she was the best she ever had, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was after that orgy with Daniel Phillips. Diddy told me first. Diddy comes out. He gives me the $8,000 after he let Daniel Phillip out the apartment. And he says, well, listen, bro, she says you the best D she ever had in her life.
Come out with the money.
I said, word? He was like, yeah. I said, all right, you know.
So hold up. Diddy over here disguising himself of being gay, basically. Because you over here letting men tear up your wife, and then you making all these comments to these men as if what they're doing to your wife is diabolical. First of all, you lining them up to get your wife. And then you over here telling them they diabolical? Like you want to see him again? But then some of these guys are talking about this man saying certain stuff or gestures of liking other men. We're not going to sit in here and act like we don't see what we're seeing with our eyes. Or we don't understand what we're looking at or what we're hearing with our ears. Man calling men daddy, but acting like he ain't one of them. Let me tell you something, man. If we living in a time that you need to stand on business, you like what you like, that's fine. You can like everybody you like, but stand on that business. You understand me, dog? Don't be out here walking around acting like you don't know what you're going on and what you're doing, and you got people trying to wonder about you. Stand on business. If that's what you like, stand on it. But don't sit around and don't act like you don't get it. Because if we find out about it, we gonna know what you on, dirt. And at the same time, we still need to make sure that we know who's standing on big, because we all in the same community. That is the realness of it. We all in the same community, fam. So whatever go on with you or whatever go on with me, it matter both ways because we all in the same place. At the end of the day, I want to know what you think, fam, in the comments below. Full-fledged. You think Cassidy is really that? You think Diddy is really innocent? You think it's nothing? You think she did nothing on her own? Or you think she was persuaded, groomed, moved? Because this man back here know what he's saying. As always, your boy Dilla T. And this is No Filters. Good night, family. Be safe.